on Twitter that you hashtag it. Hashtag Smackoff. Matt in Poland Springs at Jim Rome. Office blinds shut. Door locked. Lights off. Next 3 hours book clear. Let's get this party started. Hashtag Smackoff. JFrog503 at Jim Rome tweets. Do not disturb status on my email until noon for the Smackoff. Can't wait for this. Andrew Tellman tweeting. Hashtag Smackoff. Live from my mail route. Just thankful that Cal in Vegas is out of the contest. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tweets are coming in right now. Let's go ahead and get after it. Let me lay it out right now. Now, I would assume that most of you have heard the Smackoff before, but some of you are listening for the very first time. So here's a quick primer if that is the case. This is the 23rd year in a row that we have done this. One of the first things that I decided when I got my own radio program was that I would not let the callers determine my fate. I would not let the callers drive the show, and with good reason. Have you heard the callers? They frustrate the hell out of me. I used to say, if I could just pick who I wanted to call the show and weed out all the other dead weight, the show would be so much better. Of course, you can't do that. Well, not every day, but you can do it, say, once a year, and that's what we've done. Once a year, 23 years in a row, the best of the best, invite only. You cannot call this show today unless you have qualified for the field. Previous winners have lifetime exemptions, and they can show up the day of the event and not at any other point during the year. They can. They've won. It pays to be a winner. Everybody else, though, needs an invite. Winner today gets $5,000 in cash and makes history. Runner-up does not get jack. Third place gets even less. Here are the rules. The winner is decided by myself and the XR4 Ti, period. That decision is final. If you don't like it, and many of you won't because you never do, then do what you do. Take your hate to Twitter. Just make sure you hashtag it Smackoff. Speaking of Twitter, just because you're not calling today does not mean that you can't have a prominent role in Smackoff 23, because you can and you should. Get on Twitter. Let it rip. Hype what you love, crush what you hate, and hashtag every single tweet with Smackoff. Hashtag Smackoff. Again, I'm not trying to get the show to trend. The reason you want to do that is when you click on that, you can see what everybody else is saying nationally and internationally about what they're hearing. You can see what they're saying about the callers, how they're responding to your tweets. So if you tweet anything at all, make sure you hashtag it Smackoff so everybody can see what you're saying and you can read what everybody else is saying. Back to the rules quickly. There really aren't any. No time limit on calls, but it would stand to reason. If you put yourself out there and you call early on, you're going to get a little more leeway than if you lay out, watch the competition develop, and then we have less time to work with late. Also, just because you're in the field does not mean you're guaranteed to get on the air. We decide who gets on the air. That's left to our discretion. Subject matter is entirely up to the caller. All sports, little or no sports, whatever we deem the best content, regardless of what it is going to win it. So literally, that's it. Are you ready to do this? Hope all of you listening have found your spot. You have your lapper, you have your phone, you have your desktop, whatever it is in front of you. Remember, again, hashtag every tweet Smackoff. Let's do this. What have you had for breakfast? Have any of you got your party on yet? What's going on? $5,000 to the winner. It is time. Time for Smackoff 23. Let's see who's first. First up, the first one through. He is the only one to wire the field. He is looking to do it yet again. A three-time champ. Yes, he had a rough go of it last year, barely cracking the top 10. But he's arguably the best caller in show history. You'll say to me, Rome, have this guy give me one freaking sports take. Just one. And my response, look at his bling. Now, Vic did call his shot yesterday. Vic wanted to go in the leadoff spot, but Brad in Corona jumped the route. He called in first. Credit for that. We start Smackoff 23 by going to the Inland Empire, the BIC himself, Brad in Corona. Bradley, what's up?
Jimothy, I want to apologize that I have to go first this year. Probably should have announced it, but I didn't want to give these losers time to come up with anything good. I want to start off today with a special announcement, Jim. I've heard a lot of clones complaining about the high cost of the Mayweather-McGregor pay-per-view. And in light of that, I decided to come through for all my Southern California clones. You guys are officially all invited to come over to my house and watch the fight in 4K high definition, absolutely free. I'm not buying the pay-per-view or anything. I'm just going to pay Leff in Laguna Beach $10 to stand up on my roof next to my DirecTV receiver and pirate that sweet 4K signal through his massive ears down into my tube. Leff in his ears are like the black box of 2017, Jim. He can even pick up the Playboy channel if he takes his hat off, but it's kind of scrambled, and you can only see a boob scroll by every so often. So we got some kinks to still work out, you know. Jim, I have a quick bone to pick with you. You've been saying for years that this show and the Smackoff is an idol maker. But, Jim, where are all the idols? None of these guys have talent and or the ability to make anything of themselves. I mean, if Mike and Indy had real talent, he would have parlayed success on your show into something other than a mediocre Twitter following and some illegally obtained Mark in Hollywood nudes. Which, by the way, Jim, Mark in Hollywood nudes, not very tasteful nudes. He just puts that Snapchat hot dog in the photo next to him a bunch of times, and you sort of lose track of what's happening. And you can imagine how upset that makes a guy like Jeff Passan feel, because we know Jeff Passan loves himself some hot dogs, Jim. Hey, Passan, let me give you a little preview of today, because I don't think you knew what you were getting into when you agreed to do this thing. You are entering a lion's den full of the biggest haters on the planet who will never, ever let you live down anything you say. Ever. Knowing that, it probably wasn't the best idea for you to call into the show a couple months back and talk for 10 minutes about how much you love hot dogs. I don't know. I don't think Vic in NoCal will be here today, Jim. I think his head exploded after that interview with Passan. He just stroked out from all the wiener jokes that flooded into his little brain while Passan was droning on and on about his love of the hot dog and his preferred method for eating them. Jim, I don't know anything anymore. My head's spinning from all the ESPN layoffs that went down earlier this year. They fired Trent Dilfer. Trent freaking Dilfer, Jim. The guy had a segment called Dilfer's Dimes, which was ironic because Trent Dilfer threw exactly one dime in his entire NFL career, and it was by accident. Dilfer's Dimes, that's like if you had a segment on your radio show called Rich Ackerman's Awesome Radio Highlights. That's right, Ackerman. You are entering a world of pain, my friend. Jim, how dare Rich Ackerman come on here last year and try to clown me? Rich, dude. You read 30 seconds of radio highlights twice an hour. You work 1 minute every hour on the radio, Rich. How much does that pay? Even if it pays $500 an hour, you're still only bringing home like $50 a week. Jim, seriously, how is Ackerman still employed? He's like that fat, ugly, redheaded guy Milton from the movie Office Space, where, you know, CBS meant to fire him 10 years ago, but through some glitch in the system, he keeps getting his $50 paycheck every week. I was told I would be able to read 30 seconds of sports highlights twice a day, or I'm going to set the building on fire. Yeah, Rich, hopefully someone at CBS is listening right now and goes ahead and fixes the glitch. I'm not sure, Jim. Maybe Ackerman's super wealthy. Maybe he's like a trust fund baby. Maybe Rich and his wife are like that couple on House Hunters you're always talking about that comes out of nowhere with that crazy budget. Yeah, my husband Rich reads 30 seconds of sports radio highlights twice an hour, and I steal all the recycling out of our neighbors' trash cans before the city trash trucks come by and pick it up. Our all-in budget is $4 million, and we would just love to have room for 2 swimming pools. Hey, finishing up, Jimmy, my daddy always told me if you ain't first, you're last, and I'm 99% sure that with my scheduling conflict, I'm not getting first. And knowing that, Jim, I should probably just get last. So out of respect for the Smackoff and my fellow competitors, Chail, Mike, Vic, Steve, Cam, is there a Cam? I don't know. All the other lames whose names I can't remember, I will now do the honorable thing by committing Smackoff suicide, also known as Smackoff Harakiri or Seppuku, which will bring honor to this competition and allow someone else besides me for a change to win the $5,000 this year. I'm going to end my call with a joke that I've written myself. I hope you like it. And Alvy, get ready to send me to meet my maker. Okay, so Najee Davenport, Peppermint Patty, and an uncircumcised Euro walk into a laundromat. Patty turns to Najee and says, "Hey, does it stink in here to you?" The Euro says, "No, those are just my turtlenecks."
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Oh, no. No, he did not. That did not just happen. Brad and Corona. You have got to be kidding me. There is your first holy crap moment of this year's Smackoff. Look, I'm not really sure exactly what that was about. Are you kidding me, Brad? Yeah, I guess when he said that he had a scheduling conflict, he really meant it. The BIC with a freaking kamikaze mission to start the Smackoff. Yeah, very clearly, he was looking to get run. I mean, I don't know. You reference Najee Davenport or Peppermint Patty or, quote, an uncircumcised Euro. You mention any one of those things, you're going to get run on any day of the year. You mention all three of those things, and you're looking to take that plane into the side of a freaking mountain. My man was looking to go out in a blaze of glory. Now, why he did that, I'm not exactly sure. Brad. Yeah, the thing is, though, he's got a history of that type of thing. Remember when he sang Celine Dion at the end of that great Smackoff call, one that might have won the event, and we had to run him for that? So he does have a history of this sort of thing. What can I say? I don't know. I'm stunned. I'm shocked by that. I guess some men just want to watch the world burn. Brad in Corona? With a kamikaze mission? All right. Off to a great start. An iconic, holy crap moment to start Smackoff 23. If you're looking to respond, hit it on Twitter. Go hard. Make sure you hashtag that thing Smackoff. I figured he wanted to go wire to wire. All right, we're underway. You're listening to Smackoff 23, Brad in Corona, pulling the ripcord. More when we come back. You know, it's hard to find reliable help for home projects. Neighbors recommend one thing. Brad, are you kidding? Neighbors recommend one thing. Your relatives recommend another, but only Home Advisor can connect you with the right pros for any home project that you have, and it's always free to use. Just go to homeadvisor.com. Tell them about your project. I mean anything. Get your gutters cleaned, repaint the dining room, build a deck, whatever it is. Home Advisor matches your project with the best pros in your area. The pros are background checked. You can read verified customer reviews, compare prices, check availability, even book appointments online. And with their project cost guide, you can check what others paid for similar jobs in your area. Home Advisor makes it easy to find and hire the best pros in the area for the exact job that you need. You want to go to homeadvisor.com right now to get started on your next home project. Once again, homeadvisor.com. It's a brilliant service. Go to homeadvisor.com.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
If there's one thing the pros at Advanced Auto know, it's parts.
Advanced Auto Parts and Batteries, this is Christina.
Hi, Christina. I need to change my oil.
Okay, currently we have 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic for $29.99.
Great.
That includes a filter and $5 off your next purchase of $30 or more if you're a Speed Perks member.
Whoa, even better. Thanks.
Now at Advanced Auto, get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 Full Synthetic or High Mileage Motor Oil and a Purelator Boss filter for just $29.99. See store for details. Also at participating CarQuest Auto Parts stores.
Summer has a certain hue, the kind of vibrancy you can feel and almost hear. And Sam Adams Summer Ale, with 3 new colors with 1 great taste, captures the colors of summer perfectly. There's the yellow of the rising day, the orange of a heat-ripened afternoon, and the blue of long, cool nights. These are the colors of summer in one perfect summer ale. Sam Adams, Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Savor the flavor responsibly.
Sports Talk 105.1.
It's the morning locker room on Sports Talk 105.1. Monday's show, we'll be talking some Eau Claire Express to see if their winning streak continues.
Yeah, we'll talk some Legion ball, see how that goes with everything at stake. We've got the tricky triangle, a little Pocono racing action.
We'll see if the Brewers get off the schneid, a big series against the Chicago Cubs. We'll see if they're in first place or further down in the standings behind those little pesky Chicago Cubs. All that and more. More Packers talk coming up on the morning locker room. Sports Talk 105.1.
Sports Talk 105.1 likes getting involved in what's happening throughout the Chippewa Valley. Hey, it's Murph once again, and all summer long I've been updating you on some of the things you can take part in. For instance, Wednesday and Sunday nights at 6:30, the Ski Sprites Water Ski Show team on Lake Altoona, they are fantastic. The U.S. Open Chainsaw Sculpture Championships at Carson Park, August 10th through the 13th. It kicks off a very busy weekend, which includes Ashley for the Arts in Arcadia, Pure Water Days in Chippewa Falls, Girls on the Run Scavenger Hunt in the Phoenix Park area, and Liney's 150th celebration at the Northern Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. Of course, plenty of Express baseball action going on at Carson Park. Get ready. The Superstars are coming on August 4th. Plus, also in August, Sports Talk 105.1's Back to School Bucks and Books is back on August 10th. More to come all summer long on Sports Talk 105.1. More info at WAYYradio.com.
Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
You owe over $10,000 in back taxes. You've called every tax firm out there. They all say the same thing, making promises they never keep. And you're sick of it. What you really need is a new start on your back taxes. If you're faced with garnishments, levies, audits, or years of unfiled tax returns, we'll fight to get you the new start you deserve. Call 1-800-312-9970. Our New Start program could stop collection efforts, remove any liens the IRS has in place, and help you reduce your back taxes by as much as 80%. That's right, 80%. Don't wait until another tax season ends and another year of penalties and interest are added to your balance. If you owe at least $10,000 to the IRS and need a new start on your back taxes, call 1-800-312-9970. That's 1-800-312-9970. Let the professionals at Coast One Financial Group fight to get you the new start you deserve. Again, that's 1-800-312-9970.
Smackoff 2023. I am Jim Rome. Welcome back. Today's Smackoff brought to you by the Lords of Hardwood, Lumber Liquidators. Not only have they been a stellar sponsor of this program, but I know that they're saving you clones a ton of money on the very best selection of hardwood flooring anywhere. It's time to upgrade your floors. Stop in to your local Lumber Liquidator store. Check it out. And I appreciate them being our lead sponsor this year and every single year. All right, so as I mentioned, a wild start. The thing about Brad and Corona is you never know exactly what you're going to get from him, but I didn't expect to get that from him at all. And then, of course, we see this every single year during the Smackoff. When somebody gets going, has a good call, people rush in to say, it's over, it's over, it's over. Like, this email came right in the middle of the call. Rome, it's over. It's over. Cancel the rest of the program. Brad has done it again. Mike R. in Toronto. Obviously, that email came in before he finished that call. Twitter reactions, very interesting. Nathan Beakley tweets, classic Brad, falls on his sword. Legend. Nick W. Robbins tweets, war Brad in Corona. Hashtag Smackoff. Leon Van tweets, Brad committed suicide. Live on the air. Hashtag Smackoff. Sean and Bo Show. Najee suicide. Hashtag Smackoff. Like I said, if you mention any of the three things he mentioned, you're going to get run. If you mention all three of them in the same call, you're looking to kill yourself on the air. Brian in Rochester tweets, BIC went from worst call in history to best call in history. Hashtag Smackoff. Chad in Lincoln tweets, hilarious call by Brad and Corona. Committing hashtag Smackoff suicide with a Najee Davenport joke. Well done. Way to start it off right. Yeah, I'm not sure that Brad, even in victory, has been as popular as he is right now. Falling on that sword. All of a sudden, now he's the people's champ. And let's not give all the credit to Najee. He also worked in a peppermint patty reference and an uncircumcised Euro reference. Cruz Pedragon tweets and asks, hashtag Smackoff, why, Brad, why? Like I said, I don't know. That's Brad being Brad. That's Brad doing Brad things. Mark in Hollywood has a conspiracy theory. Mark in Hollywood tweets, see you in Leff's call, Brad. Old school Greg and Sun Valley's in. O.J. Simpson. Brad is now sitting solid at 7th. O.J. Jimson, he said. And one more, Rome. Najee, peppermint patty, and an uncircumcised Euro. Larry Brown and Carl in Rosemead think that was a surefire way to press the eject button. Great start. Tom in Calgary. And one more. This reads, War the Kamikaze. Give that man $5,000. Chad, not in Salt Lake, Utah. You can't give him the money, he got run. You can't win if you get run. All right, so wild start. The Smackoff 23. Let's keep moving. Now, maybe, if Brad's not the most polarizing caller in show history, this guy might be. And he knows it. The man in the black hat. The jungle villain. Broadway Victor. Like it or not, Vic is a jungle icon. Ask him. All I have to do is say his name, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. He won this thing one time. He hits the board every time. He's the 2010 champ, and he's guaranteed to leave you laughing or seething because, like Vic says, he excels. He excels in the boardroom, the weight room, the bedroom, the classroom. He's been calling into this program now for well over a decade, and now he tries to join the elite club of multi-Smackoff winners. Brad is already out. Vic is the next one in. Victor, do what you do.
I'm the man. I've been talking smack since I was 6 years old, and I've always been a stud. Rome, I hope this is really you I'm talking to and not Leffalo Bill in Laguna wearing some kind of Jim Rome skin suit as part of his latest stunt. Hey, you're right, Rome. Brad and Corona's initials are BIC, which is fitting because you can't spell bitch without B-I-C. And you saw that little bitch move he just pulled. Hey, Rome, you know what? I actually met Brad this year, but more on that later. You know, BIC was kind enough to let us know in his RSVP call this year that he wouldn't have any sports takes today. Yeah, dude, we already knew. No need to tell us. I mean, that's like Steve Carbone telling us he won't have any takes on what it's like to not pay for sex. And when Stevie Carbone got those herpes, I prayed for him. We already know you don't like sports, Brad. Hell, you probably think Spider 2Y Banana is the name of a new lip gloss flavor at Hot Topic. I mean, Brad knows as much about sports as my cat does, which is one more thing he has in common with my cat besides being a P word. Hey, speaking of P words, Rick in Buffalo, the P is silent. Legendary flame out with the smacky chopper, my man. I mean, damn, you hadn't choked like that since last October when you got coughed up that unidentified flying donga at the Pats game. And, Romy, what's the deal with Lonzo Ball's dad? More specifically, what's up with those canary yellow chiclets of his, man? I mean, what's that all about? Romy, have you seen LeVar Ball's chiclets? It looks like he's got a terrible towel stuffed in his mouth. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Dude, that's not a smile. That is a cry for help. Although, I don't know, I guess it might be kind of cool to be able to butter your bread just by running the slices across your teeth. I mean, I think I finally figured out what the BBB on his T-shirt stands for. Bicuspid Buttered Biscuits. Hey, I know you played a little college ball back in the day, LB. What school did you go to? I know where you didn't go. Colgate. You see, Rome, there's no fat in this call. I haven't mentioned Caleb once. And hey, you want to know what makes Mike in Indy such a loser? Well, you know, I mean, there's plenty to choose from, but how about the fact that he brags about how many times he's finished second? Hey, Mike, you know who doesn't give a damn about who finishes second? Jim Rome doesn't.
No one's worried about who finished 2 through 10 in the Smackoff. There's no black type for the Smackoff. It doesn't matter if you're 4th or 2nd, 5th or 7th. It's all 0. And I honestly don't care what order the other people finish today. If you're not first, you're last.
There you have it, Mikey. Your entire world just came crashing down. Take that for data. You know, Rome, Mike always finishes second in the jungle, but he never finishes second in the bedroom, which is why his girlfriend has my number saved on her phone with the name Spray Tan. I excel. Of course, Mike's infatuation with number 2 does help explain his love for that piece of crap, Chail Sonnen. And I know calling Chail Sonnen a piece of crap is not really fair. Because, hey, crap at least has some redeeming qualities. I mean, you can use it as fertilizer to nourish the plants. You can harness its energy to, like, power a light bulb. I mean, this guy has been caught cheating at MMA, cheating at real estate, cheating at Celebrity Apprentice. Really, Chail? This con man would waterboard his own mother if there was a buck to be made from it. The godfather of integrity, yeah, like LeVar Ball is the godfather of dentistry. You know, Chail, you once said Tito Ortiz's ex was the only person you knew who made money using her mouth. Well, I'm using my mouth to make money right now as we speak, about $5,000 worth. Well, let me wrap this up by telling you about a funny little episode I had. You know, a few months ago I was down in the 909. I was at a workout club, finishing up my workout, just got out of the shower. I'm tying up my shoes, and guy comes up to the locker next to me. He goes, "Hey, man, there's a guy in the Pilates studio who's looking for you. He says he knows you." I go, "You mean a girl in the Pilates studio?" He's like, no, it's a guy. He's in a pair of red Lululemons. You'll see him. So I walk over, but there's nobody there. Just a bunch of papers scattered on the floor. Now, as I reach down to pick up the papers, Rome, I realize that it's a script filled with reverse-engineered smack taken from a bunch of my old phone calls. Suddenly I hear, "Hey, Vic." I look up. Foot away from me, there's a camel toe right in my face. Brandon Corona.
Vic in NoCal, Broadway Victor, savage and dirty as always. This is why he is one of the most polarizing callers ever. Man, Vic, you were on the line that entire call. You were on that line the entire call. You imagine having to run Vic and Brad back to back, and it came that close to happening. We are 2 calls into Smackoff 23. Normally after every call, I say, all right, where do you slot that one? Well, since we're 2 in and 1 committed suicide, it's pretty easy where to slot that one because he got to the end of the call. Broadway Vic. Will that be enough to carry the day? There is so much more still ahead. Brad's already out, in case you missed the top. Vic and NoCal is in. It's invite only. As you can tell, there's not going to be too much sports and a lot of clone-on-clone hate. That's already developing. Let's get it. How's your day going? Once again, take to Twitter. Just because you're not calling today does not mean you're not a big part of the program. You are a big part of the program. Hit it on Twitter. Hashtag it Smackoff. That way, everybody can click on it and see what you're saying, and you can see what everybody else is saying. Follow the show in social. When we come back, we'll decide who's next. Got a monster or 2 online already. It's always interesting to see how it plays out. 2 of the monsters came in right off the top. Normally they wait. They lay out. We've already heard from Brad and Vic. They both won the event. I know this Brad's not winning this year. He's already out. Time now for a sports update. Here is the very latest on a Smackoff Friday. Marco Belletti has got this one.
Sports Flash.
All right, Jim. NFL teams continue to report to work as training camps opening up all across the league. A few notables missing, like Le'Veon Bell with the Steelers. Running back expected to be absent at least a few weeks. 2 sides failing to come to terms on a long-term deal. Bell yet to sign his franchise tag at $12.1 million. Lots of big baseball games coming up tonight. Marquee Series takes place in Milwaukee. Cubs and Brewers battling for first place in the Central.
It's a big series for us, certainly. And we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good atmosphere at home. It's always crazy when the Cubs come to town, being so close. So it's a day to turn the page, and it's good to be going home.
Brewers manager Craig Counsell as his crew has dropped 9 of 11. Chicago going the other way. They've won 11 of 13. They've leapfrogged back into first place by a game and a half. Elsewhere, the Royals and Red Sox in Boston. Boston was originally set to throw David Price. However, he was reportedly headed to the DL with an elbow injury. Same problem that arose in spring training that forced him to begin the year on the DL. Missed almost the first 2 months of the season. Kansas City goes with Jason Vargas, looking to continue their 8-game win streak. And the Yankees just a half game behind the Red Sox. They continue their 4-game series with the Rays, who are just 3 back. Masahiro Tanaka against Austin Pruitt. I'm Marco Belletti.
If you have an iPhone or iPad, you can listen to CBS Sports Radio on Apple Music. All you need to do is search CBS Sports Radio to find us.
CBS Sports Radio.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage, $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-569-5440. That's 1-800-569-5440. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Term Busters, 1-800-569-5440, or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-569-5440. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
When you run a growing business, you wear a lot of hats. The I ordered it hat, the Mr. Fix-It hat, the it's taken care of because I handled it yesterday hat. My favorite hat? My I received an order from Grainger hat. I look my best in that one. Grainger's got the products I need and gets me them when I need them, no matter what hat I'm wearing that day. You know what? I love Grainger. You know why? Because Grainger's got my back. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Weeds love your garden. They hide near flowers knowing you can't touch them. Now you can. With Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand from the Home Depot. A special buy at just $19.97. The protective shield means pinpoint accuracy, so you can target weeds without harming surrounding plants. With Roundup in hand, weeds are in trouble. Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand, just $19.97. Now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last. U.S. only.
Sports Talk 105.1.
A big learning lesson. It was a mistake that happened, and I just have to own up to it, and take full responsibility of it, and just, try not to make that mistake again.
This is a Wisconsin Sports Zone update.
Well, there's the Packers' Geronimo Allison, who will miss the first game of the year after being suspended for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Wide receiver was pulled over for speeding last year, and authorities found marijuana in his vehicle. It's a hit for Allison, who made some big plays over the second half of last season, but he is trying to stay positive.
I would love to be out there week one, but it's unfortunately that circumstances doesn't allow me to be out there. So, I'll own up to it, and on week two, I'll be prepared for it. And like I told him, I started in Atlanta last year. I'll be starting in Atlanta again this year, and I look to make the most of it.
Green Bay was on the field for practice this morning. Tight end Martellus Bennett left for a short time, appeared to injure his ankle. Later returned, caught a touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. Packers will be in pads tomorrow morning for the first time this summer. Wisconsin, meanwhile, will hold its Family Fun Day tonight, hold their first practice of fall camp tomorrow morning.
Savor the season. Canning supplies are on sale at Mills Fleet Farm. Get 12 regular mouth ball pint jars, $6.88. The birds are singing for black oil sunflower seeds. A 40-pound bag, just $13.99. Stockade Deer Block is packed with protein, minerals, and an apple flavor. A 33-pound block is $8.95. Travel worry-free with a new set of Cooper tires. CS5 Grand Touring tires are on sale, $73.95 each at Mills Fleet Farm.
Well, the Brewers will turn to Brent Suter tonight to get them back on track against the Cubs. Milwaukee's won just 4 of their 13 games in the second half of the season. It's allowed Chicago to take the lead in the NL Central by 1.5 games. Cubs will send their prized acquisition, Jose Quintana, to the mound tonight. First 2 starts since coming over from the White Sox, he's given up 3 runs in 13 innings. First pitch is at 7:10. With this Wisconsin Sports Zone Network update, I'm Zach Heilprin.
It's the morning locker room on Sports Talk 105.1. Monday's show, we'll be talking some Oakland Express to see if their winning streak continues.
Yeah, we'll talk some Legion ball, see how that goes with everything at stake. We've got the Tricky Triangle, a little Pocono racing action.
We'll see if the Brewers get off the schneid a big series against the Chicago Cubs. We'll see if they're in first place or further down in the standings behind those little pesky Chicago Cubs. All that and more. More Packers talk coming up on the morning locker room. Sports Talk 105.1.
This by as much as 80%. That's right, 80%. Don't wait until another tax season ends and another year of penalties and interest are added to your balance. If you owe at least $10,000 to the IRS and need a new start on your back taxes, call 1-800-312-9970. That's 1-800-312-9970. Let the professionals at Coast One Financial Group fight to get you the new start you deserve. Again, that's 1-800-312-9970.
Live from Southern California, this is the Jim Rome Show, Smackoff 23 on CBS Sports Radio.
It is Smackoff Day, but it's a Friday, so it's also an ATP Day. Ask the Pros, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Go to cbssportsradio.com/Ask the Pros. Submit your question. I will try to answer one of them later on today. And remember, sign up and be an O Rewards member. Start earning instantly. O Rewards members earn $5 back for every $150 they spend. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Speaking to the polarization of Vic, here's an example of that. Sam Cuso tweets, Vic and NoCal just killed that. Hashtag Smackoff. Okie Stotts tweets, I could have huffed paint and done less damage to my brain than that Vic call did just now. Hashtag Smackoff. Even more pointed, Brian Lee Rose tweets, Vic with a solid 8th place call. Put more effort in, loser. Hashtag Smackoff. Go ahead and take your guess. Do you think that's going to be good enough to carry the day? Is that a Smackoff winning call you just heard from Vic? Brad's already out. He commits jungle suicide. Vic is the only other person we've taken. He made it to the end of his call. Definitely not one of Vic's best calls. I would say that right now. Good. But when you're Vic, you're Broadway Vic, and you're a Hall of Famer, he's certainly made better calls than that. But he did crush some fools. All right, back at it. We go now to arguably the strongest man in the jungle, the toughest dude in the jungle, the proudest man in the jungle. And I want to set the record straight on something. I want to set the record straight on something that a lot of you have completely twisted. This guy loves his country. And I'm going to say that he loves his country as much as any of you do. And he loves his jungle as much as any of you do. Trapper has been in a number of battles and a few wars, but none bigger than the one he's currently battling. And believe me, at go time, if you ever want somebody to have your back, this is the guy. His grit and toughness are legendary, so is his loyalty, and he is a made man on this program. And as long as I'm calling the shots in this here jungle, this guy can call whenever the hell he wants, and especially on the most important day of the jungle year. Let's go to Dana Point. Trapper, good morning. Trap, what's up?
Hey,
How are you?
man, how you doing?
Good, bud. How about you?
Much gratitude, Jimmy, for the invite, as well as the very kind words. Not just Dalvey, but the Onk Docs. They tell me I'm on the clock, so this seems like the right time to maybe say farewell. Of course, there's the clones, of which there were many who have ripped me over the years, so I guess it's also a good time to extend the olive branch. So like I said from the stage, Jim, at the Phoenix tour stop 17 years ago, are you kidding me? It could be another 2,000 years. My roids would still be your cerebral aneurysms. Sorry to all you puerile, pubescent, proselytizing punks. The only thing that registers when I hear the word terminal is the Lufthansa terminal at JFK in '78 when my boys hit it. I'm smart. Trapper, can I go on? No, Fredo, you can't. 1990 saw some world-changing events we all know about: Nelson Mandela's release, Operation Desert Shield, and the jungle being born on Extra 690. Thank you, Vic. Starting that month, Jim Rome began building the barricades, and for the last 27 years, it's been manned by a growing band of brothers. Anyway, Slice of Jim, the show caught fire like a gas station in a Michael Bay film. What other sports commentator would use Iggy Pop as a sign-on or pick up his theme song from the brownstone-flavored Guns N' Roses? And what other show would draft a loyal and somewhat twisted contributing following with the likes of Silk Ray, the Cablin Asian, Raider Mike, Dark Gable, the Brothers DeTola, J.T. Terrence, Joey from Lemon Grove, CEO Richie in Anaheim Hills, just to name a few. We weren't too pretty, we weren't too proud, and we might have been laughing a bit too loud. But like the pimp in the box, we had game, we had balls, and we had smack. We rolled through your cities like Sherman and Jay-Z through the ATL. We drank your beer, we pulled your women, and a few other things common decency and statutes of limitation preclude mention of here, Jim. As for the stuff of smack, it also included the host's guts to stay on that Tuesday and the entire week when 9/11 hit, giving us some degree of sanity in a mad season. And then there was the needed and continuing discourse, and God bless you for this, Jimmy, on the racial, with Rome bringing in social critics like Dr. Harry Edwards while turning me loose to go mano a mano with Don King, all of which has made this the best damn sports show in America. And Jim, me to you, we dial in soccer, we take the world. But yeah, Leonard Cohen, first we take back Manhattan. Last is for my critics over the years, I really do dig you guys. Every cannon needs fodder or fodder wings. But sorry, I've destroyed you guys in so many creative ways. They're going to honor me at the Kennedy Center if I hang around long enough. Trying to play nice with you fools has been like Brando trying to play Annie. Most of you I've chewed up like a dead hooker in a wood chipper. But the real treasure, in addition to Jim keeping me between the ditches, has been his loyalty through some hard times and this band of brothers he brought together over a quarter century ago. Thank you, Vic. For my wheelman Silk, who kept me alive through many a stretch of bad road across America, I'll close with, and apologies to Eminem, I'm beginning to feel like a rap god, all my people from the front to the back nod, now who thinks they're smacking keep pace. I'm the jungle's made man, call me Smackbot. I was there when Rome got the mic job establishment types. Seeing the end come, they say my smack was coming from a juke joint. Really, it was coming down from Dana Point. I call it the jungle. Busting in flames, 27 years, never suffered fools at blame. Been inducted to the Addicts Hall of Fame, and on that wall, they know my name well. But I'm still here, and you haters can go to, yeah. I'm smart. Fredo, you broke my heart. Hey, Bobby from Brooklyn, take Fredo fishing, will ya? Better yet, save the bait. Jimmy, Janet, Alvy, the XR4TI, my boys, and yeah, you too, Woodrow. It's been a hell of a party, my brother. Tramps like us, babe. I'm out.
Tramps like us. 30 pieces of silver, my brother.
30 pieces of silver.
Trapper. My man. Trapper goes way back with this program. He is a made man. And as I said, as long as I'm running this here show, this guy can call whenever the hell he wants, and especially on the most important day. My man, I know you will be back soon. I know I'll take another call from you soon. Trapper showing up on Smackoff 23 exactly the way you'd expect. Where do you slot him? Brad called in and got run. He's out. Vic called in. He made it in. He was your clubhouse leader, and now Trapper is in. Let's keep moving through hour one. Again, if you want to react to what you just heard, do it on Twitter. Hashtag it with Smackoff. This guy, the next call, he might be the golden ticket winner that we know the least about, possibly. I mean, many want to call this guy a one-trick pony, probably because every time he calls, he only has that one trick, and that's jamming as many rat and cheese references into his calls as is humanly possible. But then he shocked the jungle when he ripped that golden ticket. Let's see if he breaks out another move, or if he simply stays with what got him here. Let's go to America's Dairyland, Wisconsin. Benny in Wisco. You made it in. Benny, good morning. What's up?
Good morning. Let me take a quick layup and say, War Trapper, you're legendary. And thanks, Brad and Corona, or Cam, or Bobby, or whatever your name is, for jumping on that sword. That was terrible. And Vic, I think I'm going to gloss you the Daisuke Matsuzaka of the jungle with that awkward delivery, the disappointing results, and content that was much better at home before it made it to the show. So take it on the run there, Barrio Speedwagon. But Jimmos, without individual walk-up songs this year, I really applaud you for playing Screaming Waistband at the top as a collective introduction to this group of lard-assed woolly mammoths. But thank you for the rodent ticket, allowing me to be part of this momentous occasion. The rind includes Friday, baby. Strap on your seatbelts, everybody. This is about to get radical. Romy, USC sophomore quarterback Sam Darnold recently told NFL teams not to tank their season for the sake of drafting him, further proving that millennials are born concussed. Thanks for the advice, Sam. That's like RSVPing to the Smackoff to profess that you're shooting for second place or offering that you're 3 extra base hits short of the cycle to millions of listeners on an internationally syndicated level. Hi, Caleb in Green Bay. By the way, I loved your RSVP call, dude. I mean, way to spread your wings as a caller and show all of your diversity by portraying a basement-dwelling psychopath. Come on, dude. You representing Buffalo Bill is somehow more natural than John Goodman being the voice of Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, while we're on the subject of blue and cheese, Brad and Corona, your last 2 calls were so inherently dumb, my brain feels like it's been sloshed around more than Silk's liver, which ironically is surrounded by more wine than your voice. Brad, you mentioned you want to clone one of Leff's ears and reattach it to the top of his head to make a fidget spinner. Think about that, Jim. That's got to be the stupidest thing anyone has ever said or heard. Brad, if you want to dump personal appearance smack into your hand and throw it at the wall of pop culture, why stop there? Here, I'll help you out a little bit. Remember those big red hickeys all over Mikey Phelps during the Olympics? That was the result of a procedure called cupping, which is where you pay Mike and Indy and his bulbous head to latch onto your chest, breast, neck, and legs for a couple years until you wind up with a bunch of skin sores and bad tandem calls, like Chail did. Or better yet, Brad, combine a bunch of fads. Get a flash mob together, play one of your calls over everyone's iPod or earbuds or however those dorks do it, film it, and put it on YouTube. You'll have a mannequin challenge on your hands that will go more viral than Broadway Vic after a weekend runner. That call is a real crowd freezer. Speaking of you, Vic in NorCal, when Romy yells, "React to me" in his jacksaw voice, it doesn't mean you need to jump in the shower every time he says, "Love our ball." And for those scoring at home, this is where I take the layup, put the points on the board, and mention Famunda cheese. Ding! Big Beller brand, baby. Now, if you think Alvy's arm gets tired hitting the bell during my calls, just listen to Leff in Laguda's call later today and imagine putting a bell counter to the times he says the word Romy. I mean, it happens. Sometimes I'll slip a queso or a Havarti into everyday conversation, much like Ernie slips a Camembert once in a while. But it's just overkill when Leff does it with his Romy bombs. Welcome to Subway. What can I get started for you?
Hey, Romy, I'll have the BMT Romy on Italian herbs and cheese Romy. Funny, that actually originates in Rome, Romy. And, Romy, give me that provolone, that lettuce, and the green peppers, Romy. And Romy, I know you have the sliced pickles too, Romy, but can I get that full-sized uncut one, Romy? And yeah, I want that heated up. Grill it on that straight fire, Romy. I'm out, Romy.
Leff, you are the big-eared cartoon elephant in the room that sees a mouse and jumps up onto the chandelier only to have it come crashing down. So, Leff, while you're making your call from Jim's chandelier or pants or wherever the hell you are, just know that I'm the mouse you're worried about, Dumbo. I'm the squeaky-voiced Mike Tyson in your head. Yeah, Leff in the Gouda, Leff, I'm coming for you. I'm going to rip your heart out. I'm the best cheddar. I'm the most brutal and swishest and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can snap me. Leff is the conqueror? No, I'm Alvin Zander. He's no Alvin Zander. I'm the best chevra. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Punny Liston. I'm Monterey Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cheesecloth. There's no one can snap me. My style is impetuous. My brief fence is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat 'em your children. Praise be to Chinchilla. Oh, you see, it's simple. Y'all knew right from the beginning that I would end up winning. Y'all knew right from the start I'd shoot an arrow through your heart. Cotiha, buddy. That stands for cheese overtones to incinerate Jimo's airwaves. Benny and Swisco, from Molden Ticket to 5K and Cheddar. Take that for Rata, bitches.
Look at this guy right on cue. Right on freaking cue, too, to end the first hour. Benny in Wisco. That answered my question, right? In the lead-up, I said, is this guy going to do what he's always done? Is he going to do what got him to that dance? Is he going to go with that one move, that one trick? And the answer clearly is no, he did not. My man's got some other moves. He's got some other tools. He's got a few tools in that toolbox. Benny in Wisco. How do you score it so far? That's our number one. And again, this thing moves quickly, right? Brad is out. Vic and NoCal made it through. Trapper made it through. Benny and Wisco made it through. So literally only 3 calls to consider after 1 hour. Go ahead and slot them. You have to think some monsters are coming next hour. Smackoff 23, live in Southern California. We continue with hour number 2 next. This is CBS Sports Radio. We all spend a ton of time in our cars during the summer months, but summer heat can be draining on your vehicle's battery. Rising temperatures can cause battery fluids to evaporate. So you need to stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts right now and have your battery tested free of charge. If it needs replacing, the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you find the exact Superstar battery that fits your car or your truck, and they'll do so at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
The backyard's looking great, Rob.
Thanks, man. I was planning on adding a deck, too. Know any good contractors?
Why don't you just ask Home Advisor?
Home what?
HomeAdvisor.com. You just tell them about your project, and they match you with local pros that can do the job.
Nice. Now, how much does it cost?
Oh, Home Advisor's totally free to use. Plus, you can read customer reviews, check pricing, and book appointments for free.
What's the website again?
HomeAdvisor.com. Or just download the free Home Advisor app.
Home Advisor. Sports Talk 105.1.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back. Because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-500-9181. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-500-9181. That's 1-800-500-9181. 1-800-500-9181.
It's an era of politics like we've never seen before. I'm ABC News Chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl. Join me on my podcast, Powerhouse Politics. We go beyond the headlines of the day with in-depth interviews talking to the people shaping our political landscape. And of course, we leave room for the ABC reporters on the front lines. It's Powerhouse Politics with me, Jonathan Karl. Check it out on iTunes or abcnewspodcast.com.
Place for Mom partner with thousands of families every month, listening and offering local knowledge and advice to help find the best senior living communities across the country. And it's a free service. Here's the number.
Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-467-7530.
There's a place for answers, a place for Mom. Call today.
Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-467-7530. That's 1-800-467-7530.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-291-6670 today. Not available in North Dakota.
Have you ever felt tricked or deceived into buying something? Nothing is worse than being lied to by a salesman. Well, most timeshare owners know exactly that feeling. If you made a big mistake and bought a timeshare you now regret, you can finally undo that crooked contract and start putting that money back into your wallet by calling resortrelease.com. Why keep paying for something you no longer want or use? If you want out of that timeshare forever, contact resortrelease.com. They'll legally and permanently end that timeshare contract, guaranteed. That's a money-back guarantee. If you don't get out of your timeshare, you don't pay a penny. That's right. They'll do a free case review for you. What are you waiting for? They're BBB accredited, A+ rated, and get the job done. Stop paying for that timeshare you feel you were scammed into purchasing. Visit resortrelease.com or call 855-595-7070. That's resortrelease.com or 855-595-7070.
WAYY Eau Claire, W286CK Eau Claire, Sports Talk 105.1.
From ABC News, I'm Scott Goldberg. Another big step for North Korea's missile program. The Pentagon says that country test-fired a long-range ballistic missile today, the second one in less than a month. More from ABC's Louis Martinez.
North Korea has said that its goal is to pair up a small nuclear device atop one of their long-range missiles. Over the last year, they have shown consistent progress in their long-range distances, but it's unclear whether North Korea really has miniaturized a device. One U.S. intelligence agency has reportedly determined that, yes, over the next year or so, they could realize that goal of pairing up a small device, but that still remains to be seen.
Louis Martinez at the Pentagon. President Trump came to suburban New York City today to talk about gang violence, and he said one thing in particular that caught people's attention.
Surrounded by law enforcement, President Trump was applauded when he encouraged police to be less concerned with how they treat criminal suspects.
When you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, you just see them thrown in, rough. I said, please don't be too nice.
The president said his policies would liberate towns here on Long Island and elsewhere in America that are plagued by violent gangs like MS-13. He said he would ask Congress for another 10,000 immigration officers to strengthen enforcement and removal of undocumented immigrants. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, Brentwood, New York.
Accompanying the president on Air Force One, both White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci and Chief of Staff Reince Priebus. One day after Scaramucci lit into Priebus with a profane rant published in The New Yorker. When he landed in New York, President Trump was asked what's next when it comes to health care. With the GOP's plan to replace Obamacare dead in the Senate, he said, quote, "It's going to be fine." Democrats say they're ready to work with Republicans. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
I think there are a lot of things that would have bipartisan support. I even talked to Paul Ryan this morning about working together on these kinds of things, and there's a thirst to do it.
On Wall Street at the close, Dow is up 35 points. You're listening to ABC News.
Sports Talk 105.1 is online and on your phone at WAYYradio.com. Live from Southern California, this is the Jim Rome Show, Smackoff 23 on CBS Sports Radio.
You know it's going to get real right now. Into hour number 2, Smackoff 23, live from Southern California. I'm Jim Rome, live in the O'Reilly Auto Parts studio. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices. Every day, we had a great first hour. To recap very quickly, Brad and Corona started things off. I thought he was going to go wire to wire, or at least attempt to go wire to wire, but he did something, even for Brad, that I think is pretty unthinkable. The guy came in and went jungle suicide. He went kamikaze. He did it intentionally. I'm still not even clear why he did that, but that's the way he started it off. In fact, I would say he was more popular after doing what he did than after winning any of the 3 times that he won. Benny and Wisco finished up hour number 1 strongly. Vic and NoCal made it in. Trapper made it in. Couple of quick tweets and we're right back at it. So Geek tweets. And remember, if you're tweeting about the Smackoff, be sure to include the hashtag Smackoff. That way everybody can click on it and see what you're saying, and you can see what everybody else is saying. Also go to TweetDeck. That's a great way to follow the program. So Geeked tweets, first hour goes to Benny and Wisco. I wouldn't be mad to give it to Trapper just for being legendary. Hashtag Smackoff. Campo Tyler tweets, Benny, Trapper, Brad, then Vic. Even though Brad's out, he was still better than Vic. Hashtag Smackoff. Again, where do you slot these guys? How do you have them rank right now? He ranked Brad ahead of Vic, even though Brad was DQ'd. Look at his damn face, bro. Tweets. Benny is so Gouda. He makes me laugh. Hashtag Smackoff. We're back at it. Hour number 2. We are live in SoCal. Next up, don't be surprised by his whereabouts. He may be in Boston, but we know he's a Michigan man at heart. And forearm, where he's got that Jim Harbaugh saved by the bell tat. There are a lot of things that this guy knows well, but 2 that he knows best: Michigan athletics and HGTV. He's coming off a solid 5th-place finish in last year's Smackoff. Time to find out whether or not he can parlay that into a title. Try this dude at your own risk, and whatever you do, do not sleep on him. Let's go out of Beantown. We go to Mark in Boston. Mark, good to have you back. How are you?
I love Vic whining about reverse engineering and then immediately copying Caleb's skin suit blast and Leff's LeVar ball smack. The patron saint of reverse engineering needs to stop cutting and pasting, bro. Benny, nice job getting a cameo from Leff in that call. Nice to see him getting all warmed up for his version of the Gong Show later. Super cheesy. And before I get started, I want to give a shout-out to those former lovers of Smack that we won't see this year. Terrence and Sierra Madre, Jeff in Richmond, Terry Fisher. And I get that Mayweather and McGregor got all the pub in that media tour, but I couldn't have been the only one to see Dana White up there, right, rocking sweatpants? I mean, was that Dana White promoting that or Carl and Rosemead? No, it could have been Carl. He'd have been promoting Michael Bisping. But, Rome, did you hear those guys in the front row killing Dana? Hey, Connor, why is Dana so fat? Hey, D, what's good, baby? How many sweatpants you got? Bispy Dream, fight boy. And while we're talking about Husky celebs, I have some excellent news for Chail Son. And Chail, listen up. This is serious. Bellator has a vacant title in its heavyweight division right now. True story. Completely empty. And based on the way your moves were shaken versus that Wanderlei Silva guy, it looks like you're not that far off. If you need to make weight, just strap that skinny dork Mike and Indy to your back, step on the scale, and take your championship. Let's be honest, man. This isn't going to be the first time you have to carry Mike to a title. Chail, do you unconsciously find yourself wearing pink in October? Have you scheduled your mid-40s manogram? I bet Mike walks up to those bad boys and says, Sonnen, booby, I'm the right height. And how adorable is it when Mike makes his annual resume call and breaks down his past performance and his odds on Stucknut? No offense to Steve. We all use his site for research. It's not like I'm mining Stucknut data to make myself feel better. That's beta male behavior. You beta don't, Mike. And I had mad respect for Aya Frady calling last year right after Leff. It took huge cojones to make that call after Leff crashed the studio. You have ice water running in those varicose veins, old man. A guy like Aya Frady would never resort to gimmicks or other than anything straight sports bet to get a title, right? We've all been watching. Huh. That's weird. That sounds oddly like Aya Frady being a gimmicky loser using a song to win the Smackoff. I guess when you called last year and said you wanted someone to go bile for bile with you, you really meant dementia for dementia because you clearly forgot you used gimmicks to win. This is the same year that IRA and some rando named Mike in Orlando hit the board. Don't ever tell me that era was better, bro. Men lie, women lie, staff don't. Just remember, Doc Brown, that dorks like Leff are because of you, not in spite of you. And Leff, you want to hear the most comical thing about Smackoff 22? No, it wasn't your call. It was that you had the balls to say that in your post-win interview that it was about the content and not the gimmick. Yeah, sure, man. No one remembers the content. Leff, right now you're strapping fireworks to your chest, and you're going to zip line across into Jim's studio, bust through the glass with one of your crappy puns. Lumber Liquidators, quality hardwood for Leff. And when his gimmick falls flat on its face this year, it'll sound like a lot like an evening in the Laguna Beach bully's bedroom. After I wrestle, I cry.
Mark in Boston. That's solid. All right, where do you come out? Where are you going to slot him? You've got Vic in, Trapper, Benny, and Mark in Boston. Showing different speeds, different gears, different things. Let's keep moving. I'm not going to get bogged down with it. Somebody good is not going to get on the air today. Just make sure you keep score. Make sure when you go to Twitter, you hashtag it with Smackoff. Mark in Boston. Was that good enough to put him in first? Where do you come out? What do you think? How's your day going? How is everything? Where are you listening? What are you doing? Got a few cocktails in you yet? Back at it. This time, this dude is not afraid of anything or anyone. How do I know? Because he's lobbed 3 different phone calls since ripping his golden ticket. That's right, I've got a golden ticket recipient. And he's gone after some of the heaviest hitters in the jungle in doing so. You see, too many of you Americans are always looking to paint all of Canada with one broad stroke. In fact, this dude does not fit your whack stereotypes at all. Starting with the fact that he will go. He is a likes-to-fight guy. He's not looking for somebody else to fight his battles for him. For the first time ever in the Smackoff, we now go to north of the border, to the province of Alberta, the city of Edmonton. A golden ticket recipient, Tyler in Edmonton. Tyler, it is all you. Tyler, what's up?
What's going on, Rome? First things first, thank you to you and the crew. It is an honor. I would get into the 50 Shades of Shame down there, but we all know what bum smack gets us. Benny in Wisco, I'm not sure what the speed limit in the jungle is, but, man, take a breath. It's pretty funny you brought up Leff being repetitive while you were spewing out 6,000 words per minute. Hey, Victor, you know what else you excel at? Regurgitating Leff's takes. You just blasted him for grouping up for his takes, and then you used his takes. You're like Bartolo Colon bouncing around from team to team trying to salvage what's left of a good career. You'd be better off taking the noble approach like Brad. All right, quick shout-out to Calgary. Congrats on your little toddler, Johnny Gaudreau, on bringing home the Lady Bing trophy. For anyone who isn't familiar, the Lady Bing basically goes to the guy who is most likely to end up on a Vanity Fair cover. This guy had 4 penalty minutes in 72 games. 4. You know what's worse? 2 of them were for diving. Are you serious, Calgary? That's who's going to lead you to the promised land? What a fitting representative for a town full of thin-skinned, white-collar hacks. Guess that's what you can expect when you build your franchise around an American. Enjoy living in the shadows of McDavid, his MVP trophies, and soon-to-be Stanley Cups. All right, in honor of all the NBA stars using the Players Tribune, I've written you a letter of my own. Dear Cheeseball NBA players, as a lifetime hockey fan, I've grown up taking pucks to the face and fist-fighting on skates to settle my scores. So when I was faced with the possibility of becoming an NBA fan, I had to think really hard about what to do. But today, I've come to a decision. I'm not becoming an NBA fan. I've decided that you spineless, nut-kicking, drama queen little bitches don't deserve any of my attention. Half of you drop dead if another guy even breathes on you. The other half, you guys are almost as pathetic as the love stains on Hugh Freeze's bed sheets. So keep acting tough in your shove matches, keep having your sideline rape parties after a big dunk, and I'll keep watching real sports. Yours truly, Tyler in Edmonton. And if any of you giant babies have a problem with my opinion on your weak-ass tendencies, you can call me and tell me to my face, 780-221-6475. All right, lastly, to Chail, I have a VIP pass to enlightenment for you. You know the difference between me and you, Chail? I don't lower my expectations. I don't strive for 4-packs. I go for broke to achieve at the highest level, no matter what, and I win. I'm an all-natural, 100% lean Albertan entrepreneur. I wouldn't call myself a gangster. You see, a gangster is only 2 steps up from a petty thief. You know, like those guys who panhandle their no-name Smackoff T-shirts, which I guess all in all kind of fits the bill for your shtick lately. I'm more of a mafia don, but I have good news for you. One day when you're broke and completely down the other side of the mountain, which, let's be honest, Chail, it's coming, I'll be here for you. I'll hire you to help me. I'll carry your old decaying ass across the finish line for a Smackoff title. And most importantly, Chail, I'll keep you relevant for as long as humanly possible, because deep down, we all know that's all you're really looking for. You got my number, Chail. Use it when the time is right. I want a war trapper taking a 2x4 to cancer. Thanks again, Rome. It's been an honor. I am out.
Tyler, Edmonton, a Canadian, bidding to win it for the first time ever. He made it to the end of his call. All right, Tyler, thank you very much. Not a bad first effort. In fact, how good do you think that effort is? Let's keep moving. Next up, the Super Bowl got Lady Gaga. The Smackoff got John in Little Rock. One is known for being the face of pop today. The other is known for being the one-man cover band of pop from the 80s with a cell phone from the 60s. If you're like me, you love John in Little Rock. Something about this cat just makes me laugh. Whether it's the beatboxing, the jukebox full of men without hats, the outfield, men at work, or aha. Even the Smackoff needs a halftime for fellas to regroup, refresh, get prepared for the second half. So we might as well be entertained from the capital of the natural state. Let's do this. We go to John in Little Rock. John, good luck. What's up?
What's up, bro? Appreciate you for letting me in. It's the Smackoff, baby. But I like to say, besides Trapper, the rest of y'all sound like y'all could have joined y'all, and y'all are a little too slow. So let me be the first to crack this volcano wide open. There's a Dickie in NoCal. He's a trapper with no style. Every time he slap his gap, he take himself more off the map. Now smack him. Smack him good. Ain't no smacking back because we smack the head. Smack him. Smack him real good. Smack Mark from Hollywood. We smack down through the hood. Laguna had the Leff. Jimmo had to smell his breath. Nobody wants to smell your face. So keep your punk ass out the place.
Not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Well, John, I'll give you this. You did mix in your own music with your own beatbox, so that was a step up. The decision not to go with something original, also a step up, but just not good enough to get you through. But you're in that spot. I've got no problem. I don't regret it. I do not regret it. All right, so he's out. Brad and Corona is out. You know who is still in. Make your notes. Slot them. Take your thoughts to Twitter. Who do you love? Who do you hate? Make sure you hashtag everything. Smackoff. No sign of the defending champ yet. No sign of Chail yet. No sign of Mike from Indy yet. No sign of some of the other monsters. It's starting to get late. Starting to get late because you may think that you've got the entire third hour, but remember, you don't. We have to run it back 10-1 if we even get 10 on. So if you're looking to get through, make the call. Take a short time out. I wonder who's next. Looking for some of the monsters. I can't believe how fast this year's going. Training camps opening up soon. Baseball season pretty much half over or more. You know, it reminds me of when I wanted to get some extra money and I knew I was running out of time, but what would I do? How would I get that extra money? I didn't have an idea then, but I do now. I drive with Uber. They make it so much easier to earn extra cash when you want, when you think it's getting late. Driving with Uber is a totally flexible way to earn money. You can turn it on and off just like your car. You can earn extra money for all the things that matter to you just by using your own car. Like if you want to go to a ball game right now or to save up and go on a road trip with your favorite football team later. Summertime is prime time to earn the extra cash to do it. You can be your own boss when you drive with Uber. You work when you want, you take time off when you want. Earn extra cash when you want. That's why driving with Uber is the ultimate side hustle. And you can make every day pay thanks to Uber's Instant Pay. You can cash straight out from the app up to 5 times a day. So get your side hustle on. Sign up and drive with Uber today. Go to uber.com/drive now. Uber.com/drive now. UBER.com/drive now. Certain restrictions to apply. See site for details.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Most people don't think of shopping as a sport, but maybe you should. Like when you buy something, you get points for it. Real points didn't mean something. That's why the O Rewards program at O'Reilly Auto Parts is so awesome. For every dollar you spend, you get a point. Give them your email address, and you'll get the rewards faster and when you're on the go. For every 150 points, you get $5. It's fast, it's easy, and it is free. If you want the details of how this works, just go to orewards.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor. Sports Talk 105.1,
where you can get the world's most comfortable sheets for less than half of what you'd pay in the store. Our sheets are made from 100% organic cotton and get softer over time. Even 3 U.S. presidents have Boll & Branch sheets. Try them for 30 nights. If you don't love them, send them back for a full refund. Go to bollandbranch.com today for $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping with promo code DOZE. Spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com. That's bollandbranch.com, promo code DOZE.
I'm Chuck Woolery, and this message is for everyone suffering from back pain. Now, if you're driving in your car right now, I'm sure every bump, every little crack you run over feels like a giant speed bump, sending shooting pain through your back, pain you'll be feeling all day. Back pain like that makes a 30-minute commute feel like a punishing 2-hour drive. But here's some good news. If you're by a CVS or Walgreens, pull in right now. Walk back to the pain relief aisle and get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream. It's in a purple box. Australian Dream is real effective medicine that really works. Rub it where it hurts. Give yourself some relief. Try Australian Dream Back Pain Cream, backed by the empty jar guarantee. Use the entire jar. If it doesn't relieve your back pain, I want you to send back the empty jar for a full refund. Pull into the nearest CVS or Walgreens, get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream now in the purple box, or visit AustralianDream.com.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-291-6670 today. Not available in North Dakota.
Smackoff is brought to you by our pals at Lumber Liquidators. Face it, clones, nobody's impressed with that nasty old carpet you have. Time to make a major upgrade without dropping a ton of money. My pals at Lumber Liquidators will hook you up. They've got a store right around the corner from you. Find it at lumberliquidators.com. Listen, well, a little bit of reaction quickly to John. Chris in St. Pete tweets, worst Smackoff call ever. Get rid of that beatboxing loser John. I did. But I still love the guy. I love the guy, but I had to get rid of him. Listen, I see what's going on here. A lot of you are waiting. A lot of the monsters are waiting. That might not be the best play. I don't care who you are. Time is a commodity. If I run out of time and I can't get to you, you don't get on the air, no matter how good your call is. Be careful with that. And here he is. I would love to send it to Laguna Beach, to the defending champ, who has made an appearance now. I would love to send it to Laguna Beach to Leff, but who knows where this guy is? Maybe I should send it to right outside my office, or the airspace around my building, or, I don't know. Who knows? For the first time, the biggest question coming to the Smackoff was not who is going to win it, but rather, what the hell is Leff going to do this time? This guy's made a name for himself when he buzzed my tower with a chopper. Then he went immortal when he went breaking and entering into my tower. So the question remains, what is the defending champ going to do? We're about to find out. The moment we have been waiting for, the champ is here. Let's see what he's got on his mind. Welcome back, Leff. How are you?
Doing pretty good, Romy. Hey, condolences to Brad and Corona. It appears he finally succumbed to mesothelioma from exposure to Leff's. And Jimmy, this call is about to go so old school by the end. You're going to swear your studio is haunted by the souls of smackers past. I mean, literally. And Romy, I got a tweet this morning from NHRA champion Cruz Pedregon. He and the Snap-on boys are taking in the Smackoff today. Hey, Cruz, do me a favor. Can you hook up young Miss Coach Huge Sleaze with directions on how to keep his front end down when he's popping his wheelies? And Jimmy, the Carson Chargers open up camp tomorrow, and they're playing their home games on a soccer field. I mean, does that mean Joey Bosa and the boys are going to go door-to-door selling cookie dough to raise money for shin guards? I mean, Romy, I can handle Phil Rivers spinning a perfect two-handed overhead spiral to a wide-open striker, but I'm not down with Ed Hockley in extra medium shorts, flaunting those bulging biceps of his. And, Romy, as you can see, I'm keeping it totally old school today. I've dropped all the gimmicks. Whitey, hit it. That's your cue. 3, 2, 1.
That's right, Leff. I'm Lee Hacksaw Hamilton, and I want to talk Chargers soccer with you. Urine bombs, flare guns. I want to hear from you, parent tunnels, bleacher fires. Looking at you, soccer mom. Show me your lightning bolts. Corner kick me a phone call.
Thanks, Smacksaw. Hey, Iafredi, how's that for old school, huh? Romy, I loved when Iafredi was in your studio earlier this year trying to be like me, except he removed his clot stockings, autographs those, then takes a strong toke off that oxygen tank and says, time for me to die. And, Romy, another tool I need to mention. I really didn't want to go here today, but you know that guy in Washington, D.C., Romy, that rich, arrogant loudmouth with a huge comb over. Of course, Romy, I'm talking about Bryce Harper. I mean, hats off to those 2 dingers last night, but dude has to have the greasiest lettuce in the entire Beltway. I mean, we all like a little oil on our salads, but is it really necessary to have the oil changed in your hair? Hi, I'm Bryce Harper, and when it comes to hair care, I choose O'Reilly's full synthetic high-mileage motor oil, and I change my oil in my hair every 3 games or 3,000 styles. It's O'Reilly Auto Hair for a better part, for a better brass every play. Romy, I just feel bad for the grease monkey in charge of lubricating this guy's ball bearings. And while we're at it, Jimmy, can we get Bryce to hook up Mike and Indy with some wiper blades for that number 2 streak he's left all over your show? I mean, this guy gets more silver than a Q-tip at the NBA commissioner's crib and more seconds than it takes Bo Jackson to count to 60. Which reminds me, Roby, Mike stuttered so bad in last year's Smackoff and in his call yesterday, I kept waiting for Chail Sonnen to show up, hit him with those shock paddles, and bring him back to life like he did in 2015. Oh, and Mike, I ordered a couple of your shirts from your Shopify.com. Hey, Romy, last night, did you see a helmet chipped the tooth of Aaron Judge? How in the hell did a helmet even find a tooth in this guy's gap mouth? I mean, dude's got so many gaps in his teeth. Whenever Joe Girardi comes to put the shift on, I'm pretty sure he's motioning for Aaron's chiclets to move over. And with that jack-o'-lantern mouth, people in New York have already started calling him Mr. October 31st. I know his name is Aaron Judge, but are we sure he wasn't created by Mike Judge? I mean, dude looks so much like Butthead. I have to expect his pressers to sound like, I like to swing big wood. That was cool. If Aaron Judge can bring the teeth, Mark and Hollywood can sure supply the gums. Mark's got more gum in his smile than a pack of Bazooka Joe. I mean, Duke could win a bubble-blowing contest with those things. I mean, seriously, bro, what's the vet measure your gum-to-tooth ratio in? Furlongs? And, dude, I know you're from Philly. I just didn't know you are a Philly. Now watch me smack, smack. Watch Mark nay. Jim, being a star actor in the jungle just means you're a failed smack runner. Pervy Alvey, O.J. Kilder, Studio Stormy.
Hey, don't go pissing your pants, kid. What the hell happened? You lose your place in a damn script? In my day, we didn't even use scripts.
Well, but aren't you
Terrence and Sarah Madre? Yeah. So what?
But I thought you were
dead. No, legends never die, kid, unless you're Bert Corona. You killed that guy last year. Hey, this is your big chance. You know what an honor it is to be in the pole position and go back to back? Unless you're that cow-tipping redneck Mike at Indy or his lackey Chail. Hey, if he fought Mayweather under MMA rules, he'd still get his ass kicked. That guy's going to end up wrestling bears at the carnival. Okay? Hey, listen, kid. I got your back. You know that 1996 Sports Illustrated picture of all those clones with Jim? They all got your back, too, kid. You can count on it.
The 1996 SI photo shoot, I mean, do you mean to tell me that Joe and Lemon Grove, Dave the Mayor and Poway, Rich and Anaheim Hills, Silk, Ray, Trapper, and Jim Benton, the Detolas, and Raider Mike all have my back? But I thought they were dead, too.
I told you, kid, legends never die. Besides, they're not dead. They're just dead from the neck up. They can still walk around and pose for a picture now and then. Come on, now.
Well, Jim, I think that's them walking into the studio right now. There's Ray. He's bringing all the tree, and Randall's got the Portlandia bush, and there's Raider Mike. He's going to plant them high and deep just like he plants his Raider jersey into his jeans. You can, recreate the 1996 SI photo, Jim. Oh, and there's Sports Illustrated columnist Ben Golliver. He's going to document this whole thing for a new article next month. So, Romy, I guess it's true. There's heroes and there's legends. Heroes do chopper calls, bust down studio doors, and leave their capes behind, but legends bridge the gap. That's the size of Aaron Judge's teeth between old school and new school, and collect back-to-back Smackoff titles. Legends never die, Romy.
Hey, want a bet, punk?
Whoa, Terrence, put the gun down.
Hey, Bert says hello.
Oh, man. It happened. It's a real thing. This is absolutely insane. All right, so not only, first of all, first things first, Terrence is alive. We got to the bottom of that. Terrence and Sierra Madre lives. That was Terrence with Leff. And now in studio, all the fellas. Now, some of these guys, fellas, it's been a long time. I've got Trapper here. I've got some of the legends here. They've got foliage. We got to run this thing right through. I recognize some of you. The CEO is in the house. I know some of you. I probably know all of you, but I don't recognize all of you. Let's get in front of a microphone and let everybody listening know exactly who is in my house right now. Dial it up.
I'm Trapper. I'm a made man, and you're not. Here's your 30 pieces of silver.
Right there on the table. Trapper is in my house. My man.
Richard, Copyright Hills. T-shirts will be available after the show.
Rich in Copyright Hills.
Joe from Lemon Grove. That's all I got.
No way. Joe in Lemon Grove. Old school, baby.
Coach Tom from the former Fullerton National.
We once had a tour stop there where we hit 3 in one day in SoCal. Coach Tom in the house. CEO.
Baller.
So last year, it was Leff who bum rushed the set. He's recreating the famous 96 SI photo shoot. All of these guys are in studio right now.
Jim Benton, 96 webmaster.
The first webmaster ever, Jim Benton in the house.
Yeah. Benny and Wisco representing the mayor of Poway.
Absolutely love it. All right, so Benny and Wisco's here. Obviously, guys who made the road trip, they've come across the country. What's up, brah?
Brah, straight from Huntington Beach and the legend of cheese and charcuterie is full mosh, brah.
All of these guys live and in studio. We're running out of room.
Raider Mike. Yeah!
Randall, are you rocking a fake stash? Where's Raider Mike?
Couldn't make it.
Yeah, no! Randall is in the house impersonating Raider Mike.
Kerwin in Riverside.
Incredible, dude.
The only brother in the
Riverside.
panel. I die first in this segment.
Kerwin, my man, finally back in the house after all this time. Who else we got?
Close the show, Romy. You know who this is.
Hi, Ray.
Yeah.
Hi, Ray. What's up?
What's
Anybody
going on,
else, fellas? Guys, this is unbelievable. So what Leff did, if you see what he did here, he took the famous 1996 SI photo shoot. We did it on Ventura Boulevard back in the day in the Valley. He brought everybody, virtually everybody, from the photo shoot, and they're in studio right now. Fellas, I'm blown away. Leff, it wasn't enough just to come in here yourself. You had to bring the entire crew. All right, guys, we got to pull this thing together. Good to see everybody. Kerwin, I can't believe you're here in the house. Coach Tom, Ray, Joe in Lemon Grove, Rich in Copyright Hill is still trying to sell my merch. Trapper, my man. Trapper, I love you, bro. You know that. Everybody, good to see all you guys. Am I forgetting anybody else? Who else?
We're on the track.
Terrence! I can't believe it. Terrence, get up here fast, man.
You got that $50 you owe me?
It's accumulated interest. Terrence, dude, I thought you were dead, for real.
Reports of my demise were grossly exaggerated.
Grossly exaggerated. Terrence, I've never been so happy to see you, my brother. Great to see you. Nice
Right
job.
back at you.
You too. Terrence,
Now,
the golden...
Where's my $50?
Get the hell out of my studio, Terrence. The golden pipes. Hey! The golden pipes of Terrence. We are like brothers, dude. We are like brothers. You're like my dad. Terrence.
Better than your grandmother, right?
Yeah, get out of here, Terrence. All right. That's it, guys. We did it. Do what you do, fellas. Unbelievable. Good to see y'all. They've got the foliage to recreate the photo shoot. Trapper. Leff's done it again. Leff's done it again. You can call him a gimmicky little bitch all you want. That's unbelievable. I haven't seen guys. I have not seen these guys in decades. Decades. We're coming right back. React to what you just heard. It's one of the most famous days. I'm Ray on the other side of the glass. One of the most famous days in show history, the Sports Illustrated photo shoot. Austin Murphy was the writer. He did this amazing piece on the show more than 20 years ago. We went down the street in the San Fernando Valley, and we did this photo shoot, and these guys were all part of the photo shoot. Leff put it all together, brought them all back, and they were right here in the studio. All right, we got to get out. I got to try and make some sense of what just happened here in this house. It is the Smackoff, the defending champ coming with what he came with. Time now for a sports update. Here is the very latest. Rich Ackerman's got it this time.
Sports Flash.
And Jim, a privilege to take it from the legend. Smackoff 23 has been special. We're only halfway through. The Red Sox got a terrific start from Chris Sale on Wednesday when he won his 13th. Boston's plan, though, to have a 1-2 combo of Sale and David Price hasn't gone as planned, with Price missing nearly 2 months with an elbow injury. That same problem has popped up again. He's been scratched for tonight's start and placed on the DL. The Royals come to Fenway with 8 straight wins. The Yankees are breathing down the Sox neck as they're just a half game back and go for their 5th straight against the Rays after taking the series opener in extra innings. The Yanks are hoping to see ace Masahiro Tanaka pitch like one. He's 7-9 this year and will go against Austin Pruitt. The Rays today acquired another reliever, picking up Steve Cishek from Seattle for Erasmo Ramirez. The Nationals are coming off a 15-run attack of the Brewers yesterday and will host the Rockies, who come to Washington holding the second wild card at this time. The NL East leaders hit a team record tying 8 homers in yesterday's win. 2 came from Bryce Harper, and even he was in awe of yesterday's display.
You know, we got a lineup that possibly do some special things, and with the guys that we have in this lineup right now, anything can happen.
Tanner Roark and Herman Marquez are the starters for tonight. I'm Rich Ackerman.
This is Bill Ryder inviting you to hang out with me weeknights at 6 Eastern on CBS Sports Radio.
CBS Sports Radio.
It is hard to find reliable help for home projects. Neighbors recommend one thing, your relatives recommend another, but only Home Advisor can connect you with the right pros for any home project you have, and it's always free to use. Just go to homeadvisor.com and tell them about your project. I mean it, anything. Get your gutters cleaned, repaint the dining room, build a deck, whatever it is, Home Advisor matches your project with the very best pros in your area. The pros are background checked. You can read verified customer reviews, compare prices, check availability, even book appointments online. And with their project cost guide, you can check what others paid for similar jobs in your area. Home Advisor makes it easy to find and hire the very best pros in the area for the exact job that you need. So go to homeadvisor.com right now to get started on your next home project. That's homeadvisor.com, homeadvisor.com.
Listen to what Dave Ryan says about Andro 400.
Andro 400, I really love it. It's amazing to me that I feel so good. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy to walk, energy to play sports. Everything is starting to work again, and feels like I'm 25. My wife is happy. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man. I'm taking this stuff to the grave with me.
Men, have you lost energy and gained belly fat? Are you feeling stressed out? Fight back with Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to increase your testosterone. For over a decade, Andro 400 has helped men lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel 20 years younger. Go to andro400.com, andro400.com, or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Sports Talk 105.1.
A big learning lesson. It was a mistake that happened, and I just have to own up to it, and take full responsibility of it, and just, try not to make that mistake again.
This is a Wisconsin Sports Zone update.
There's the Packers' Geronimo Allison, who will miss the first game of the year after being suspended for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Wide receiver was pulled over for speeding last year, and authorities found marijuana in his vehicle. It's a hit for Allison, who made some big plays over the second half of last season, but he is trying to stay positive.
I would love to be out there week one, but it's unfortunately that circumstances doesn't allow me to be out there. So, I'll own up to it, and on week 2, I'll be prepared for it. And like I told him, I started in Atlanta last year. I'll be starting in Atlanta again this year, and I look to make the most of it.
Green Bay was on the field for practice this morning. Tight end Martellus Bennett left for a short time, appearing to injure his ankle. Later return caught a touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. Packers will be in pads tomorrow morning for the first time this summer. Wisconsin, meanwhile, will hold its family fun day tonight, hold their first practice of fall camp tomorrow morning.
Savor the season. Canning supplies are on sale at Mills Fleet Farm. Get 12 regular mouth ball pint jars, $6.88. The birds are singing for black oil sunflower seeds. A 40-pound bag, just $13.99. Stockade Deer Block is packed with protein, minerals, and an apple flavor. A 33-pound block is $8.95. Travel worry-free with a new set of Cooper tires. CS5 Grand Touring tires are on sale, $73.95 each at Mills Fleet Farm.
Well, the Brewers will turn to Brent Suter tonight to get them back on track against the Cubs. Milwaukee's won just 4 of their 13 games in the second half of the season. It's allowed Chicago to take the lead in the NL Central by 1.5 games. Cubs will send their prized acquisition, Jose Quintana, to the mound tonight. First 2 starts since coming over from the White Sox. He's given up 3 runs in 13 innings. First pitch is at 7:10. With this Wisconsin Sports Zone Network update, I'm Zach Heil.
Seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-291-6670 today. Not available in North Dakota.
Live from Southern California, this is the Jim Rome Show, Smackoff 23 on CBS Sports Radio.
Look, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't still trying to figure out, did that really just happen? Did that really go down the way it just did? Rich Ackerman is in. He tweets, Leff, winner and still champ? Question mark. Hashtag Smackoff. Squirrel2 on Twitter. I've listened since Smackoff 3. At Leff and Laguna just dropped the eternal mic. Those legends built the jungle. It's over. Leff wins. Thunderstrong tweets. Legends never die. Hashtag Smackoff. There's so many things that were incredible about that. One, Terrence is still alive. We've been talking about that for years. Literally, I'd given up hope. Two, how about Trapper coming in and dropping? Last year, it was Leff dropping the Richie Incognito Gamer. This year, it was Trapper dropping 30 pieces of silver.
30 pieces of silver.
And it's true. There were people in that room, in this room, that helped make this show, helped build this show from day one that I haven't seen in 20 years. And Leff somehow ran them all down, rounded them all up. Kerwin! Freaking Kerwin in the house. Softy Greg tweets, how many guys hung the phone up after that call at Jim Rome? How many open lines do you have right now? Hashtag Smackoff. None. None. They're hanging in. Nobody hung up. But I would not want to be the guy who's got to follow that call, but somebody has to. Somebody has to. All right, so what's your reaction to Leff? I want more of that. Hit me right now. Hit me on Twitter, at Jim Rome. Back at it. There are still some other monsters out there. Let me tell you something. It's not over. Don't come in with, it's over, it's over. It's not over. It's not over yet. We've got other winners, previous winners who have not called yet. That was an amazing moment, but it's not over yet. Back at it. This guy comes repping the northwest part of Canada. Not only does he spark the Canadian-American rivalry, but he will often try to kill one of his own, as he went in on Tyler in Edmonton earlier. He had spent a lot of time on the watch list before he finally ripped his golden ticket. Now, let's see if he is worth it. Let's go to north of the border, to British Columbia's most popular seaport. We go to Vancouver. Matt in Van. It's a tough act to have to follow, but somebody's got to do it. Matt, what's going on? How are you?
Oh, hell yeah, Rome. Smackoff. Freaking Terrence shows up. That calls for a good bottle of Remy Martin and some good-ass cigars, my man. What an honor to be in this competition with that broke-ass, washed-up growth hormone and tights Chail. Chail needs this $5K to keep his creditors off his back for another week while that cold-hustling pimp Dana White rolls around in a Bentley that Chail paid for. That pimp gangsta Dana is so damn greedy. Rome, he's only willing to pimp out his top-dollar restaurant-quality hoe who'll get murdered in a boxing ring. And the best hustle of all is Dana made that show pony hoe Connor think he's the one winning the day. Speaking of hoe-ass show ponies, Rome, that trick Mark in Hollywood sent me a package in the mail. After I won my golden ticket, I thought, wow, man, Mark's a good dude. Then I opened the package, and it was a card with a winky face, 5 pills, a set of Tom Brady's sleepwear, and a $4 bottle of wine. I don't know what you got planned for me, urinal teeth, but whatever it is, keep me the bleep out of it. Hey, Rome, what's up with the steady decline in these American Smackoff guys? It really mirrors the decline of America itself. There's a few nice places on the coast, but the rest is nothing but big box stores, fat-ass losers walking the line of overdosing on opiates and trailers. I remember being a kid, Rome. America was head and shoulders above the rest of the world. The top dog. What a difference a couple decades makes. Holy crap, America. I used to want to be American. Now you couldn't pay me to switch passports. The rest of the world is lapping you. If you fat asses would just eat the fruits and vegetables that Tom Brady won't eat, you'd still be 10 times better off than the typical American diet of beer, Marlboro Reds, and despair. When you eat a salad, it's not supposed to be from McDonald's, you idiots. The worst and horniest offender of this American decline is Vic and NoCal. Vic's life since the distant Smackoff title has been such a perverted, pathetic tragedy. The only thing left is for Mark Wahlberg to make an unwatchable movie about it. Vic, you're the R. Kelly of the jungle. Drip, drip, drip. Speaking of the horny lames, Rome, Hugh Freeze is the top candidate for horny, annoying, overly religious hypocrite of the year. You got canned for one freaking phone call to one pro? Leff and Tiger Woods would call that amateur hour. Speaking of frauds, Rome, does that bum smack ban apply now that we actually have a total homeless dude in the Smackoff? Dan in Denver is so broke. My man had to start a GoFundMe account to raise $6 to load up his government-subsidized flip phone for this call. But at least Dan has accepted his bum fate. Brad and Corona's pathetic bank account is really just a sad countdown to homelessness. Rome, War Team Canada standing together for one day only and trading with 20 Americans. Or the Smackoff. I'm out.
It's a good call. It's a good call. Matt in Vancouver getting through it. Canadian representation. And he had to follow left. That is not an easy thing to do. Moving through hour number 2. I'm not going to waste time. Remember, if you're out there waiting for hour number 3, it could be a risky play. It does not guarantee that you'll get on. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many times you've won this thing. If you can't get through or you call it too late, it will not matter. Keep it in mind. We go now to Green Bay. This will be Caleb's third Smackoff. Only his third. I say only because it feels like the guy's been around much longer than that. He is a former Golden Ticket winner. He ripped a third-place finish as a rook. He has been a staple in the jungle since. Now, he is one of the easier targets in the jungle, but he knows that. He owns that. He uses that to his advantage. One thing is certain. He will end his call with on Wisconsin. One thing that is not certain, who he's going to bring into his call. 2 years ago, it was the Sklar's. Last year, it was his mom. Who is it this year? Or is he going to attempt to go solo? Regardless, time to sharpen the tusks. Walrus, it's your show. Take it away, Caleb. What's up?
What's up, Roman? What's going on, man?
What's up?
All right. First of all, Trapper, my thoughts and prayers are with you. I pray you make it through, but if it doesn't look like it's going to, I paraphrase Vice President Thomas Marshall, who said, if Teddy Roosevelt, death better take you sleeping, for if you had been awake, there would be a fight. 30 pieces of Werther's, Gramps like us, babe. Leff, doing this to the clones and to Rome is like dangling heroin in front of an addict. Of course we're going to love it. Of course we're going to be biased. I don't know what's worse, you cramming 25 pot shots per minute, cramming 25 old schoolers into Rome's studio, or selling out the title and the $5,000 to scratch out 25 different checks. Here's the thing, Jim. This Smackoff is meant for entertainment. We're performers, in a sense. But Leff has somehow manipulated the clones into thinking he has great sports takes, but literally all he does is make personal appearance jokes about sports figures. Glass houses, I mean, we all do it, but let's not act like Leff calls in once a month to break down the Padres' middle infield or the Raiders' nickel package. I can just picture him at the PTA meetings with the other dad. Hey, Leff, how's it going, man? So what do you think about this LeVar Ball character, huh? Well, his teeth are yellow and crooked, am I right? Yeah, but I mean, every news outlet is eager for his opinion. Do you think we'll have an effect on the Lakers moving forward? Well, his teeth are yellow and crooked. Ow! Okay, but didn't I see LaMelo pull up from half court the other day? Do you think LeVar is teaching his kids they can call their own shots in life? Well, I know where they can't call their shots. The dentist, right. Well, this is pointless. I'm heading over to the pasta salad. You know, Jim, sometimes the rank and file clones, the lifeblood of the jungle, forget that the callers are not just that, but we're also fans of the show. I mean, I've been listening for over a decade now, and I can't remember the last time I looked forward to an individual caller like I am for Chad later on. And the reason is just because I love impressions. I watch videos of people doing them on YouTube all the time. I can't wait to hear the 5 millionth person who thinks he has a good Christopher Walken, which Chad probably sounds like this. You call the Jim Rome Show, perhaps, and you try to win the Smackoff, but I say no. Or what about the 3 millionth person who thinks he has a good Schwarzenegger that really just sounds like he shot a Pokemon in the ass with a trank dart? I'll get to the chopper, Chad. I bet you think your oodles of fun at parties, but it wears thin quickly. Hey, guys, who wants to hear my new Morgan Freeman? Yeah, Chad, we're actually just going to hang out over here by the coleslaw. His first night in the joint, Andy Dufresne cost me 2 bowls of coleslaw. He never made a sound. That's great, buddy. Where did I put my coat? Lastly, Romy, it's a holiday, and it's a day of peace and harmony, kind of like Fuzzy and Tiger playing in the Masters. But I want to wish everybody and their families a happy holiday, except for some of your clones that don't have families and are behind on their child support payments, like your boy Mark in Boston. Tell that clone to get a life. On Wisconsin.
There you go, Caleb. Nice job. Little Harbaugh reference and Mark in Boston at the end of that call. All right, we're shaping up. We're moving through it. Where do you have people slotted? Benny, Mark, Vic, Trapper, Tyler in Edmonton, Leff, Matt in Van, Caleb. It's getting tough. Where do you want to slot everybody? How do you have it scored right now? Back to it. Let's get one more in before the end of the hour. Many old school listeners know this name. New listeners probably have no clue, but that's okay because he's here to refresh your memory. He used to call the show, and they stopped calling the show. You know what? I'm looking at the clock. Screw it. Let's go to Dan in Denver. That's a name that you cannot forget. RTN, Dan in Denver. Dan, you made it through. What's up?
Hey, Tyler in Edmonton. That wasn't even your best call this week. And hey, Leff, way to bring other people into your call rather than the normal multiple people writing your call. And I appreciate our Tiger Woods of the Smackoff, Brad and Corona leading off. You see the similarities there, right, Rome? They both have fading games, back issues, receding hairlines, and low T. Rome, is there a senior tour this guy can join like Tiger should? Can you just see Brad, Iafrate, and Carbone playing a par 3 version of the Smackoff on the Thursday before, just like the Masters? And I checked out that Game of Thrones show Brad's always resetting. 99% of it was male nudity and incest, so that makes sense. And Jim, I'm pumped for UFC 214 this weekend, and I pray to God DC beats John Jones' ass. But it seems like the only thing that can beat Jones is the pre-fight drug test. With all the recreational drugs and testosterone in this degenerate's urine, we could probably bottle it up and nuke that raccoon infestation at your house. John's urine is so dirty, his Whizzinator got a UTI. And Jim, it seems like you can't call into the Smackoff without some sort of weird, imaginative gang affiliation. Mike and Indy created this whole Midwest Mafia versus West Coast Mafia thing. So I'd like to formally introduce the jungle to the Mile High Club. And to do that, I'm going to need to crack some skulls, starting with Stevie Carbone. I heard someone say he dropped in his podcast that he's doing something unexpected in his call today. Hey, Stevie, maybe next time you want to tease something, you do it on a platform where more than 10 people are listening. And I saw Tyler in Edmonton tweet a pic of himself today. Cool it on the USA Smack, bro. You look like Aaron Carter after a Coke binge. Moving on, Jim, I noticed that Trojan has gobbled up a lot of the CBS airways for advertising. That's great market research in that most of your listeners are male, but terrible market research in that many of those males are guys like Caleb in Green Bay. I don't want to go too hard on Caleb today, though, Rome, because I know he can't take it. So I'm just going to say this. I really respect his decision to abstain from diet and exercise. In all seriousness, Rome, I like that call, and I loved his Silence of the Lambs-inspired RSVP. I figured his favorite quote from that movie would be the one about the lotion on the skin, though. maybe Kleenex can hook this guy up with a sponsor since he's always using it to clean up his tears, Rome.
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Not your day, Dan. Not your day. Definitely not your day. All right, now he's done. And now we have 2 hours done. The third hour coming right up. See, I'm telling you, the thing goes so much faster than you'd ever expect. Now you've got some guys out there, some big, big names that have not made it in yet. Mike in Indy has not called. Chail has not called. Mark in Hollywood has not called. Stevie Carbone has not called. No sign of some of the other monsters. No sign of Iafredi. Who's going to make it in? Last chance, hour number 3. And remember, it's a short hour. I've got to walk it back 10 through 1 and do a brief Q&A with the winner. You're running out of time. Call now. Smackoff 23 continues.
Right now at the Home Depot, Ortho Bug Be Gone 32-ounce concentrate, ready to spray, or 10-pound bag is your choice, 2 for just $10. There's no magic to making bugs disappear, but there is Bug Be Gone. It'll knock out over 100 types of insects for fewer pests in your lawn and more money in your pocket. Start your own disappearing act with Ortho Bug Be Gone. Your choice, 2 for just $10, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last, U.S. only.
If there's one thing the pros at Advance Auto know, it's parts.
Advanced Auto Parts and Batteries, this is Christina.
Hi, Christina. I need to change my oil.
Okay, currently we have 5 quarts of Mobile One full synthetic for $29.99.
Great.
That includes a filter and $5 off your next purchase of $30 or more if you're a Speed Perks member.
Whoa, even better. Thanks.
Now at Advance Auto, get 5 quarts of Mobile One full synthetic or high mileage motor oil and a Purelator Boss filter for just $29.99. See store for details. Also at participating CarQuest Auto Parts stores.
Sports Talk 105.1.
Prices are for base buildings only. Do not include windows, doors, or accessories. The economic recovery we've all been waiting for is finally here. Stocks are soaring, and construction spending across America has been on the rise. If you've been waiting to build, the time is now. Whether you want to expand your business or you want to build a new garage, call General Steel today at 888-98 Steel. Our metal building kits bolt together quickly and are custom designed for your needs. For example, a 40x60 is a great space for an auto shop, RV and camper storage, or 3-car garage. And if you call General Steel today, it's on sale now for under $25,000. Or imagine a 50x100 clear span building for under $40,000. Suitable for the booming warehousing industry, manufacturing facilities, or a church sanctuary. That's 5,000 square feet for $8 or less per foot. Call 888-98 Steel. 888-98 Steel. With construction in high demand, this special pricing won't last long. Call to lock your building price today. Call 888-98 Steel. That's 888-987-8335.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? Are you facing potential wage garnishments, levies, or tax liens? With a call to the Attorney's Tax Relief Helpline, you can get the tax help you need through special programs that can reduce your liability by thousands of dollars. Call Attorney's Tax Relief now and get free information and to see if you qualify. You can fix this, but don't wait any longer. Pick up your mobile phone and dial **1234. That's *1234.
Name for girls in the U.S. was Emma. For boys, Noah. But did you know that in Uganda, a baby born with a cleft palate or lip is given the name which means cursed by God? Those children are destined to grow up in isolation. Smile Train empowers local doctors to do a simple surgery to correct untreated clefts for as little as $250, and it's 100% free for the child's family. To learn more, visit smiletrain.org. That's smiletrain.org.
Does your basement or crawl space have damp, musty odors? Do you worry about indoor gases and pollutants? Everyday living generates moisture that can nourish mold and odors, even asthmatic triggers. Indoor pollutants linked to respiratory ailments, birth defects, and cancers can become trapped in your home. You can't buy health, but you can buy Wave's moisture control and air quality products. Wave Home Solutions for a dry, healthy home. Satisfaction guaranteed. Go to dryhome123.com. That's dryhome123.com.
I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch, where you can get the world's most comfortable sheets for less than half of what you'd pay in the store.
Our sheets are made from 100% organic cotton and get softer over time. Even 3 U.S. presidents have Boll & Branch sheets. Try them for 30 nights. If you don't love them, send them back for a full refund. Go to bollandbranch.com today for $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping with promo code DOZE. Spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com. That's bollandbranch.com, promo code DOZE.
Have you ever felt tricked or deceived into buying something? Nothing is worse than being lied to by a salesman. Well, most timeshare owners know exactly that feeling. If you made a big mistake and bought a timeshare you now regret, you can finally undo that crooked contract and start putting that money back into your wallet by calling resortrelease.com. Why keep paying for something you no longer want or use? If you want out of that timeshare forever, contact resortrelease.com. They'll legally and permanently end that timeshare contract, guaranteed. That's a money-back guarantee. If you don't get out of your timeshare, you don't pay a penny. That's right. They'll do a free case review for you. What are you waiting for? They're BBB accredited, A+ rated, and get the job done. Stop paying for that timeshare you feel you were scammed into purchasing. Visit resortrelease.com or call 855-595-7070. That's resortrelease.com or 855-595-7070.
WAYY Eau Claire, W286CK Eau Claire, Sports Talk 105.1.
From ABC News, I'm Scott Goldberg. Breaking news from Washington. Reince Priebus apparently is no longer the White House Chief of Staff. President Trump just tweeted, quote, "I am pleased to inform you that I have just named General/Secretary John F. Kelly as White House Chief of Staff. He is a great American," unquote. Kelly had been the Homeland Security Secretary. This comes after a high-profile feud in the White House with new Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci suggesting Priebus is behind recent leaks and going on a profanity-laced rant against Priebus during an interview with The New Yorker. This news coming after President Trump landed back in Washington. He took a trip to suburban New York today to talk about gangs.
Before a crowd of police officers in a community where MS-13 has taken a bloody toll, President Trump vowed to liberate American towns plagued by gang violence.
We will find you, we will arrest you, we will jail you, and we will deport you.
The president pressed for more immigration officers and expedited removal for undocumented immigrants from Central America, where MS-13 is rooted. Law enforcement officials, though, say increasingly MS-13 members are first or even second-generation Americans. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, Brentwood, New York.
When he gets back to Washington, he will find on his desk a bill that passed Congress with overwhelming bipartisan support. It places tougher sanctions on Russia and blocks the president from rolling back those sanctions. He has 10 days to sign that bill, but even if he doesn't, it'll become law because Congress won't officially be in recess. As for health care,
the president said the Senate should change the rules for future legislation to lower the threshold to get something passed. But that would not have helped with this latest round. Senate Republicans were not able to get 50 votes to pass this so-called skinny repeal. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
No response yet from the White House to the latest North Korean missile test. The Pentagon confirms it was another intercontinental ballistic missile today, the second time that's been launched in less than a month. You're listening to ABC News.
More offense than a Monday morning court docket. The new Sports Talk 105.1.
Live from Southern California, this is the Jim Rome Show, Smackoff 23 on CBS Sports Radio.
Broadcasting from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studio, I'm Jim Rome. We're down to our third hour, our last hour. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. One thing I want you to do, go to Twitter and check out Ben Golliver, excellent NBA writer for Sports Illustrated, was a part of that crew. Somehow, hell, I don't know how Leff found half those guys, much less how he convinced Ben Golliver, who is an excellent journo, to be a part of this thing. But Ben tweeted a side-by-side picture, which I retweeted. We talked about the famous 1996 SI photo shoot. He's got the pictures side-by-side. Today's picture and the picture back then. Check it out. I retweeted that. Ben Golliver came in, and he had it. So if you're wondering what it looked like or what we're talking about, that's it. It's absolutely incredible. Something else I think that's getting overlooked in that phone call, Leff's call very quickly, he got Smacksaw to show up. The Knife took part in that call. Nice job, Lee. Way to be, Lee. Way to step up, Lee. Get back to the jungle. That's what I'm talking about. Respect those younger than you. Tell you what, Lee, in Poway, they thought that was badass. Rancho Margarita. How did you like hearing me on Rome? That was kick-ass, wasn't it? Do you have a pulse? Pick up the phone and call my Twitter feed. Lee, you can't call Twitter. You know what I'm talking about, Rome. Did I or did I not make your show like I made your career back in the day? Good job, Knife. Lee Hacksaw Hamilton showing up in the call. All right, we better get busy. It is the third hour. It is the last hour. This guy right here hits on something key. Majority MMA tweets. Only a perfect 10. Flawless call will have a chance to top Leff. Hashtag Smackoff. This guy here speaks for a lot of people. GK Scott 86 tweets. Terrence in Sierra Madre. OMG. I thought he was dead. Hashtag Smackoff 23. And no lie, I thought he was dead. Honestly, I was really happy to see Terrence. I was happy to see all the fellas back at it. This guy came to the Smackoff last year as an unknown golden ticket winner, but then he comes in on the big stage. He takes a big swing. He shows that he belongs with a strong call, a clever Brad that was, a top 10 finish, the only golden ticket winner to do that last year. Lots of guys can make that one good call in the Smackoff, but can they do it again? Can they go next level with it? We're about to find out. Let's go to L.A. Chad in L.A. Chad, you're up. How are you?
Doing well, Rome. You don't like my impressions, Caleb? Then you won't like this call. Caleb only knows how to leave impressions on his seat and the ground beneath him. And geez, Leff, nice filibuster. Are you trying to take so long on your call that these guys actually die in the studio too? Rome should start charging you rent. And let's just add smuggling to your list of felonies. Jim, you know what would be cool? Is if I snuck into this courtroom where Leff is being tried for his crimes and wrecked him up on the witness stand at the end of my call. That'd be so awesome, dude. I'll have more on that moron in a minute. Man, I cannot wait for football season, or as Buffalo Bills fans call it, the off season. I read something recently. Now follow me on this, Rome. In 1969, the Bills failed to convert on a critical touchdown, giving them the #1 overall draft pick. They draft O.J. Simpson. O.J. moves to Buffalo, where he meets Nicole, whom he later allegedly murders. He then hires attorney Robert Kardashian to defend him. This case made Robert famous. Robert eventually used his fame to put his family into the spotlight. In other words, Rome, had the Buffalo Bills not choked nearly 50 years ago, we would be living in a world where the Kardashians never even became a thing. Buffalo freaking Bills. They ruin everything. All right, so everyone's like wondering what I'm doing. Whatever you're doing, stop. If you're working, stop. That's right. I'm right outside the O'Reilly Auto Parts studio versus Leff and Laguna trial. In fact, I'm about to cross-examine Leff's witnesses. Let's see who's home. Whoa, this dude's a bailiff? No wonder he couldn't make it in today.
All right. The Honorable James Philip Rome is presiding. Leff and Laguna is being charged with breaking and entering and kidnapping old men from the nursing home. He has no priors except a delinquent helicopter rental bill.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, these witnesses are all idiots. Mark in Hollywood actually defends Leff, saying that crashing the studio isn't that bad because Mark crashes in his studio apartment every night. But I'll prove Leff is guilty. First witness is Caleb in Green Bay. Okay, Caleb, let's check your witness profile here real quick. Hair color, strawberry shortcake, eyes, hazelnut, ethnicity, lemon meringue. What the hell is this, Caleb? Is this your profile or your lunch menu? Yes. For weight, you put down 1 gross ton? Gross. I thought you were losing weight. I've been trying to shave off a few inches. A few inches? Rome, this guy looks like he's 1 Mountain Dew away from losing an entire foot. Let's just get to the trial. Now, Mr. Walworth, where were you on the date in question? I was at home. Do you have an alibi? Why, yes, of course. I was with Mother. Can we get a statement from her? Absolutely. She's right here. I'm sitting on her lap. Oh, sorry, I couldn't see her behind you. Bailiff, will you take the kid's mom out of here and interrogate her? Get your hands off me. I left some Pop-Tarts in the toaster. Next witness, Chail Sonnen. Chail, did you have to fill out your profile in hieroglyphics? I can't even read what you wrote for occupation. I get in fights with people for a living. Still undefeated. Undefeated? Then why is your face so jacked up? Seriously, Chail, it's hard to look at. Who's the last guy who rearranged your ugly mug? Pablo Picasso?
It's too long. It's too long. There's some good moments, but I don't know when that's going to end. Where are you going with that? Chad, this is the danger. This is the risk in waiting or not getting through until hour number 3. Keep the thing moving. I need to see where you're going with it. I need to see where it's going to end. I need to see the point you're trying to make. You're running out of time. The rules of the game are a little bit different in hour number 3. Let's keep going. Looking forward to this guy, Jeff Passan, Yahoo Sports. He may be a Smackoff rook, but he is arguably already the smartest guy in the field. Frankly, he might be the smartest guy in all sports. And if he's not, his son Jack is. And I thought so when I first met Jack. Jack may have been 4, Jack might have been 5. But believe me, if it's not the old man, then it's his kid. And speaking of the old man, this dude has written more books than probably every other Smackoff contestant has read. And he's written 2. He's been covering Major League Baseball since 2004. And I'm not sure which he hates more, ketchup on a hot dog or a cow in Vegas, but I am pumped to see what he has in his very first Smackoff. Jeff, welcome to Smackoff 23. Great to have you on. Jeff, how are you?
Thank you, Van Smack, for the Vine, for the invitation, for the break from baseball trade talks, and for the opportunity to bring a bar of soap to the unwashed masses who pollute your airwaves every year. I realize what a wonderful honor this really is to join a group of deadbeat losers and stiffs whose greatest contribution to modern American society is the collective stress test they provide on the strength of our unemployment system. Now, one thing I can promise you in my first Smackoff call, Jim, is an absence of live flatulence. I cannot say I'm surprised that Cal in Vegas literally blew his opportunity at a golden ticket by beefing into his phone. Cal, I know you're listening. I know you're jealous that I'm here and you're not. Do yourself a favor. Put down the Franzia, sober up, and do not under any circumstances end up at the Spearmint Rhino tonight, because when you thank the girls for a dance by sniffing their hair and handing them a Werther's original, that's creepy, bro. And Chail for opening up the field to money launderers, convicted felons, HGH users, and guys who can't even open a pizza joint without somebody allegedly embezzling something. And speaking of constant failures, Mike and Indy, bro, I am rooting for you this year. Every competitor in the world dreams of a dynasty, and you've created one. So best of luck in finishing second again, Lucci. May the Al Gore of the jungle once again act like my 5-year-old and say, first is the worst, second is the best, you Patty and Modesto a blood alcohol test. And as long as we're talking about things that drive you to drink, can you please, Jim, not fall for Leff and Laguna's act again this year? I understand he's preying on nostalgia. I get that you're excited parents and Sierra Madre is alive. I am too. I'm worried, though, Jim. I really am. First, Leff rents a helicopter and idles outside your office. Then he actually bum rushes your studio. And right now, wouldn't you know it, Leff is lounging on a Casper mattress on top of a bed made from wood from lumber liquidators with a bottle of Magic Blue, and he's saving it for that special someone riding in an O'Reilly Auto Parts equipped XR4 Ti Uber. It rubs the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again, Romy. I get that the show attracts all types. Mark in Hollywood really is an inspiration, the way he finds time between pulling espresso shots to call the jungle. I really respect how seriously Mark takes his craft, too. One of these days, Mark, you're going to wake up, and your hopes and dreams and prayers that Lifetime calls and asks you to star in Laying Pipe at the Perkins, the Tiger Woods story, will come true. I know for a fact, Mark, the producers have seen your wide range of on-screen talent, like the time you licked a temporary tattoo and stuck it on a guy's arm, or the time McSteamy wrote on the back of your head, or especially the one where you were scolded for holding a sign upside down. Mark, you somehow complete the Herculean task of making Jay Stu look like Daniel Day-Lewis. Here's the thing, Rome. I look at this whole wave of Smackoff winners recently and wonder what the hell happened. They are tired acts. I grew up listening to I Afraidy, Doc Mike Totola, Deshaun the Cobblenator, to geniuses, legends, guys who wielded scaffolds and carved you. I want to remind the jungle there was a time before Stock Nut and Red Tube and, well, you know. Hey! Hey! Stop it! Calm down! That's enough! Jim, I'm sorry about that. Vic and NoCal got loose. I mean, it's like you guys act like I'm someone who just wants to come in here for the novelty of it, for the social media shine, for the fire emojis. FBI Mike in Toledo says he'll quit listening if I win the Smackoff, and I'm really excited for that because it spares the rest of you from having to listen to his calls. And while you're in the mood, Mike, why don't you do yourself a favor and swear off saturated fat, jorts, and hand lotion, too? You know why I'm here, Jim? Because I'm a clone. Because I have takes that don't suck. Because I think tandem calls are lame cop-outs. Because when I think of jungle couples, I think of John and Trapper, not Brad and Corona and his meth dealer. Because when I hear the word war, I don't think of a location that comes before it. I think of what comes after it. Like War Toby and Houston, the Carmen San Diego of cranks. Or War Smackoff Harmony. And definitely War Teeny Others reminding us all adolescence and puberty is hard. I don't know if I'm going to win the Smackoff clones, but if I do, Jim, I know one thing. The final score is going to be 27-27. I'm out.
Jeff Passan. Attaboy, Jeff. Attaboy, Jeff. Way to hold it down. That's a strong, strong appearance. First ever appearance from Jeff Passan. Did nothing to embarrass himself. And he represented both the old and new school. Nicely done, Jeff. When we come back, there's Mike in Indy. There's Mark in Hollywood. I see another former champ. I'm looking for Chail still yet. Where's Stevie Carbone? Is I Afraidy going to make an appearance? I don't know. We'll find out. We're heading into the home stretch. Smackoff 23. Where do you have everybody slotted? Take two Twitter before it's too late. Hit me up at Jim Rome and make sure you hit the hashtag Smackoff. How do you think Jeff Passan just did? Think about how much time we spend in the sun over the summer. We also spend a lot of time in our cars during the summer months. You know how that heat can just drain the very life out of you? Imagine what it's doing to your car then. Summer heat can be draining on your vehicle's battery, even more so than the harsh winter months. Heat more than cold can shorten your battery's life. Rising temperatures can cause battery fluids to evaporate, leading to corrosion on cable clamps and terminals. You always want your car at its very best. So stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts right now. Have that battery tested free of charge, free. If it needs to be replaced, the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you find the exact superstar battery that does fit your car or your truck, and they'll do it at a guaranteed low price. To find a store near you, visit O'ReillyAuto.com. That's O'ReillyAuto.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
It's the middle of the night. You're tossing and turning. You're covered in sweat. Now, you could run the AC or a fan all night, but who can afford to do that? Get rid of your heat-trapping mattress and sleep as cool as the other side of the pillow like I do on my Casper mattress. It's two high-tech foams, which guarantee that you sleep cool and comfortably and fully supported every single night. And it ships for free in a box so small, you will not believe it holds a mattress. Casper does that so you can try it risk-free for 100 nights in your own home. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and they'll refund you everything. From its breakthrough design and superior quality to its packaging and 100-night in-home trial, it's no wonder Casper was named one of Fast Company's 50 most innovative brands for 2017. Try your Casper for 100 nights with free shipping and returns. Go to Casper.com, use the code ROAM, and get $50 off towards the purchase of your mattress. Casper.com, code ROAM, and get $50 off. That's Casper.com, code ROAM, and get $50 towards the purchase of your mattress. Casper.com, terms and conditions do apply.
Sports Talk 105.1.
Oh, my aching sash. Those frames ain't what they used to be.
Wow, when I was young, I could slide up and down all day.
Uh-oh, something cracked.
The pain, the pain.
Have your windows seen better days? Call Window World and transform your home. Beautiful new windows with Window World's lifetime labor and parts warranty. Right now, save $50 on any triple pane window. Window World. Simply the best for less.
One suffering from back pain. Now, if you're driving in your car right now, I'm sure every bump, every little crack you run over feels like a giant speed bump, sending shooting pain through your back. Pain you'll be feeling all day. Back pain like that makes a 30-minute commute feel like a punishing 2-hour drive. But here's some good news. If you're by a CVS or Walgreens, pull in right now. Walk back to the pain relief aisle and get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream. It's in a purple box. Australian Dream is real effective medicine that really works. Rub it where it hurts. Give yourself some relief. Try Australian Dream Back Pain Cream, backed by the empty jar guarantee. Use the entire jar. If it doesn't relieve your back pain, I want you to send back the empty jar for a full refund. Pull into the nearest CVS or Walgreens, get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream now in the purple box, or visit AustralianDream.com.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
You owe over $10,000 in back taxes. You've called every tax firm out there. They all say the same thing, making promises they never keep. And you're sick of it. What you really need is a new start on your back taxes. If you're faced with garnishments, levies, audits, or years of unfiled tax returns, we'll fight to get you the new start you deserve. Call 1-800-312-9970. Our New Start program could stop collection efforts, remove any liens the IRS has in place, and help you reduce your back taxes by as much as 80%. That's right, 80%. Don't wait until another tax season ends and another year of penalties and interest are added to your balance. If you owe at least $10,000 to the IRS and need a new start on your back taxes, call 1-800-312-9970. That's 1-800-312-9970. Let the professionals at Coast One Financial Group fight to get you the new start you deserve. Again, that's 1-800-312-9970.
Smackoff today brought to you by the Lords of Hardwood Lumber Liquidators. Not only have they been a stellar sponsor of this program, but I know they are saving you a ton of money. On the best selection of hardwood floors anywhere, it is time to upgrade your flooring. Folks, stop into your neighborhood Lumber Liquidators today. Jeff Passing getting a lot of love, a lot of respect. Very good call, top to bottom. Is it enough to take down Leff? We've got a few monsters left. This is probably going to be the last segment of calls. This is it. The dawn of the Midwest Mafia. Come and see about Mike and Indy. Come and see about Mike. Mike knows what it takes to win this thing. He did so back in 2014 when he teamed up with Chail. But, of course, that's been the rap. He's yet to win one solo. I've mentioned that he's the Kershaw of the jungle, and I say it as a compliment. He's already a first ballot Jungle Hall of Famer, still in his prime, but without his own solo title yet. Notice I said yet. Seems like it's got to be a matter of when and not a question of if. One of the best callers of the past decade, known to have a few tricks up his sleeve. And by tricks, I mean hands. And if you're not careful, you might catch them. He comes hard in the paint because y'all can't. Let's go to Indy. Mikey in Indy. Mike, how are you?
I'm good, Romy. Hey, I know Hawk has a man crush on me, and I want to keep this thing fair and square, so I need Hawk to recuse himself from voting for me. Hell, he probably already turned in his vote for me. Don't count it. Last name ever, first name gimmickiest, a.k.a. Leff and Laguna. Someone send out an Amber Alert for the smack in that call. It's still called the Smackoff, not the heartwarming moment off. This will be the true test of whether a gimmick alone is all you need. Mark in Boston's call left us with more questions than answers. Like, was that a 7th place call or an 8th place call? Still waiting to hear from the most pathetic man in the jungle, Stevie Carbone. Carbone realized he wanted to be a reality spoiler when he told some little kid Santa Claus didn't exist. And when he saw the disappointment on that kid's face, Stevie thought, damn, that felt good. Want to say congrats to the class of 2017 Golden Ticket winners. This is the most ridiculous pledge class since Will Ferrell's crew in the movie Old School. We even had the guy who's way too old to be a rookie at this point, 65-year-old Rick in Buffalo, till the smacky chopper took him out. You my boy, Blue. And Rome, I know Vic isn't calling somebody else horny. The only difference between Vic and Jim McElwain is access to a shark. Hey, Chail, unlike you, I have a few years left in the tank, but whenever I eventually retire from my pickup basketball circuit, I think I'll just sign up for Bellator, just to maintain a bit of cardio. Is there a fee for fall season and spring season, or is it just one sign-up fee? I want to thank everybody for helping me market my You Better Don't Walkout shirt. A lot of people are calling it a cash grab, and it's definitely that. But most importantly, I'm fulfilling a need. Nike's Just Do It slogan is too soft. You run around in some gear like that, and somebody's going to try you like you're a sample at Sam's Club. You Better Don't is a little more confrontational, a more aggressive posture. With this shirt, you'll have allies around the world because the sun never sets on the Midwest Mafia empire. The high number of orders we received so far is almost enough to humble an extraordinary man like me. Almost. See, I'm a real trendsetter, a transcendent caller. Sometimes I get goosebumps thinking about how great I am. After Leff won last year, someone asked him how it felt to be the greatest smack talker in the jungle, and he said, I don't know. Ask Mike and Indy. My call last year was so cold, Verizon gave me a Canadian area code. Fred McGriff thought I was putting on a clinic. Speaking of which, concussions have been a big issue, and CTE as well. There's the last few days that this has been in the news, and I think the Smackoff participants need to acknowledge this is an issue in our sport as well. I smacked Vic so hard a couple weeks back, he got put in the concussion protocol. Then I protocoled Leff the week after that. And you better get the smelling salts out again, Romy, because I'm not finished. The doctors on the Smackoff CTE committee identified 3 guys who were deemed to be most at risk because I've protocoled them so many times. The first case I identified was Vic. The committee observed that Vic tended to be a regular in all the places you don't want to be a regular. The check cashing store, the neighborhood whorehouse, 5th place in the Smackoff. So they ordered a scan of Vic's brain, and in his brain scan, they saw an image of me waving at the camera. I've been in Vic's head so long, the state of California tried to charge me property taxes. The committee observed Brad's erratic behavior in a gas station ordering some lottery scratch-off tickets and the cheapest, dirtiest cigs you can buy, Pall Mall Reds. Brad stepped up to the counter to place his order like he was a QB at the line of scrimmage. Pall Mall Red, Pall Mall Red, short pack, 2 Grand 7s, Flamingo Bingo, Flamingo bingo. False start on Brad and Corona. Card declined. When the doctors got Brad's brain scans back, they thought the machine had malfunctioned because there appeared to be no evidence of a brain. But then one of the doctors pointed to the lower left corner of the scan and said, "There it is, a little pea-sized brain." I think anyone who heard Brad's call today would agree with the diagnosis of pea-sized brain. A scan of Leff's brain showed it was 100% filled with delusions of grandeur. The doctors said they haven't seen that much delusion in a brain since Kim Jong-un, and that's a pretty good analogy for Leff. First, we have Leff Jong-un up in that homemade helicopter, a.k.a. Air Force Un, trying to act like he might do something before the engine overheated. Last year, after he stormed the studio, he rollerbladed to the beach and fired a bunch of Roman candles into the ocean as a show of strength. You kidding me? I'm surprised Leff didn't try to intimidate us by riding a jet ski around the harbor sandwiched between Terrence and Trapper. There was a power vacuum after I vacated the throne, and Leff took the opportunity to radicalize a bunch of clones with propaganda and gimmicks. And many clones took the bait. But the jungle needs a visionary. The jungle needs someone who delivers, $5.95 shipping and handling. Someone who can lead us to salvation and prosperity. To prove my fitness for the office, I went in to get my brain scanned, and the doctors told me the average human only uses 10% of their brain, but I was using 95% of mine. I asked them which 5% of the brain I wasn't functioning, and they said, there's a lack of activity in your amygdala. Essentially, your brain is unable to recognize fear. And I said, I know that's right.
Mikey, DLC, De La Creme. Is it enough for him to bring home his first title solo? We're running out of time. This is the last segment. This is the only Smackoff contestant fighting out of West Lynn, Oregon. The only Smackoff participant to ever headline a UFC main event. He's done that multiple times. You know who I'm talking about. The American gangster, the people's champ. Inside the jungle, he's known as the 2012 champ, the 2014 co-champ. He's been more hyped for this event than his actual job. He admitted as much. He also came in and said he knows where he made his mistakes last year. Let's find out what he's got right now. Chail, Sonnen. Chail, what's up?
Shut up, you foam. And what I do, I ridicule jobbers like you out of existence. Why don't you go check your messages, Romeo? 1992 is missing a goatee. Have you seen it? Here's a clue. Look down. No, Rome. Not that far down, fella. You're looking at the inchworm of despair, a little bit north. There you go. There it is. See, there's 1992's goatee, born in 92 and died in 95. Speaking of things dying, I was at a seance last night. Your career says hello. You still having Jim Everett flashbacks there, Romeo? When I get to that studio, I ain't turning over a cheap IKEA desk. I'm turning over your chair with you in it. And don't try running. I saw you try to shamble away from that football player. You made Lou Piniella look like Usain Bolt. I thought modern medicine eradicated rickets over a century ago. Damn, son. You were less than nimble. Guy, you ever wake up with a sweaty Jerry Lewis in a tux singing to you? And Brad and Corona, you said you wanted the addresses of everybody who liked my rapping because you were going to hunt them down. Well, here's a news flash for you, guy. Uber don't take food stamps. Plus, how far are you going to get on the half-hour lunch break you get from McDonald's? And who you slugging anyway? Your arms look like buggy whips. Here's my best advice, you idiot. Go take an extra shift at Mickey D's, and you better impress your bosses because there's a guy on the street looking for hours named Colin Kaepernick. And while I'm doling out the advice, Mike from Indy, you're my boy, and this comes from the heart because I want to help. But if you're from a fourth-tier former metropolitan that has cratered into its own irrelevance, then don't make where you're from part of your identity. Just keep it on the down low and hope nobody recognizes the area code you're calling from. See, it's like this, Mike. If you have Ebola, you shouldn't deny it. but you also don't need to feature it, you know? Pick something less miserable and tacky than being from Indianapolis as your calling card. In fact, let's give you a new name. Let's do it right now, and I promise you any of these will be a big improvement. How about Mike from any place other than Indy, or Mike with Ebola, or Charles Manson III? Yeah, even calling yourself the grandson of that greasy midget Manson is less of a dirty little secret than the fact that you hail from Indianapolis. In fact, I'm wondering, are you the last person in Indianapolis? Have you been trying to leave, but the bus never comes? And, Jim, speaking of never coming, Leff got some good news lately. He's starring in a new film. It's a sequel of sorts. It's called The 56-Year-Old Virgin. Leff, how about landing that fancy helicopter on the roof of a dentist's office one of these days and getting those teeth fixed? And instead of sneaking into Rome Boy Studio, maybe try sneaking into the deodorant aisle, you stink bomb, and get yourself a Lego helicopter while you're at it, fanboy. You know, people keep telling me you don't have a real helicopter left, but it's like this. If I say you have a helicopter, you go get a helicopter. If I say you are a helicopter, you stick your arms out and whirl them around as you circle the room making helicopter noises till I tell you to land. Sleep tight tonight, you stumble bums. Uncle Chail might sneak down to the men's shelter, steal your shoes, and set your feet on fire if you give me any lip that don't sit well with me. And Rome, the next time I ask you for your opinion, what I really mean is, shut up!
Chail. Well, he said it. He was going to come in this time and not be nice like he was last year. Yeah, my man was dirty, but was he good? Was that good enough? Let's find out. We've got time for one more phone call. I mentioned this will be the last segment. And I also mentioned that just because you're in the field does not mean you'll get on. This guy's going to make it in. Mark in Hollywood, as you know, the Jungle's resident actor. What have you seen him in? What's he best known for? 2013 Smackoff champ. Also had a guest role. 2014 runner-up. The last 2 years he ripped fourth. He's got the game to win this thing once again. There is no doubt about that. Does he join the exclusive community of multiple winners? And if he does, you know it's going to piss some people off. But it would not surprise me. This town loves a winner. Let's go to Tinseltown. This is the last call of the day, I would think, depending on how it goes. Probably the last call. Mark in Hollywood with a chance to walk off. Mark, how are you?
Chail is the back! Chail is the back! Chail is the back!
Oh, man, Jim. So Leff brought the SI shoot to the studio. Well, I decided to grab a bunch of homeless people off the street from Hollywood to be my crew. #BumSmack. Yep, I'm walking around the neighborhood with some strangers to make this call. I'm serious, but more on that later. Mike, great call. CTE Smack, very appropriate. And Chail, that was the heat you were bringing? Mike Phelps versus that cartoon shark thinks that was a letdown, you snowflake. Look, Mike is fake, but not as fake as you walking cauliflower ear. You are as juiced as Major League Baseball right now. And you know what the worst part? You've got that mentally impaired Eminem, Mike and Indy, feeling himself. And now he's all singing, "Check it, you know how I be, ain't teaming up with walking back knee. Tell me how my rash stays." And looky at little Vicky in NoCal as his phone muscle today, trying to lap the field. Quite a change from the shrinking James Harden Game 7 performance that you put on at Del Mar, Cheech. By the way, what are you going to do when the Raiders move to Vegas? Try and get a job as a tequila slap at the Bunny Ranch? Good. Since Stinky Orenthal will be working there, maybe he can carve out some time to train you. I mean, you know, for the Smackoff, this has been a large cluster of dumbasses. But, Jim, I thought, in the spirit of that, I'd bring back one of your favorite games. Who's dumber? Who's dumber? Okay, who's dumber? Let's go. All right, now, who's dumber, Matt Harvey or Caleb in Green Bay? Okay, let's break it down. Matt Harvey got butthurt by his ex, threw a tantrum, and no-showed at work the next day. Caleb got butthurt by the clones, threw a tantrum, and no-showed in the jungle for a year. So who's dumber? Caleb. At least Matt Harvey has a girlfriend. Okay, who's dumber, Chad in L.A. or Ben Mesrick? Ooh, this is dicey. Chad in L.A. is an albino pervert who takes naps in Chatsworth. Ben is taking a risk writing Chad's autobiography, Naked Mole Rat, The Scummy Life of Chad in L.A. So who's dumber? Chad in L.A. Ben will still make money. Chad will blow his blow. And finally, who's dumber, Hugh Freeze or Brad in Corona? Well, this one is a no-brainer. Hugh Freeze was a hypocrite scumbag who called an escort service from his work phone. Brad was the escort that Hugh Freeze called. So who's dumber? Well, Hugh Freeze, of course. Have you seen the hookers in Corona? Now, seriously, Jim, seriously. Leff did really come strong, and I'm walking around Hollywood because I'm listening to his call, and I really got love for that SI crew. So you know what? I'm going to concede. No, I'm serious. I'm literally conceding the Smackoff right here. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm conceding it. So what I'm doing is this. My intel that I spoke about earlier, I know that all of them were staying in a house together for the SI reunion. So I'm here at the house. This is going to hurt me more. It hurts them, but I'm going to walk up to the door, and I'm going to concede to Leff. So here I go, Jim. All right, they got a doorbell here, so I'm going to ring the doorbell, and here I go. Wait a minute. Why was that the doorbell? Why do they have R. Kelly? Now, that can't be right. Okay, let me, Jim, let me walk up and ring the doorbell again, okay? I'm going to see what's going on here. No, No, that shouldn't be a doorbell chime. Hey, what's going on in there? Hey, open the door. What's going on in there? Terrence, I don't see nothing wrong. Kip Winger, she said she was 17. I don't see nothing wrong. But the adults are here. We gotta bounce. Frankly, I have nothing to add to that. Let's wrap this up. War the new R. Kelly alarm, War Gym Studio turning into the new Bono boat, and unwar adults who wear jerseys. Yo, get me out of here. Yeah! See you at the party, Van Smack.
Mark in Hollywood, looking to win with a bum smack call and an R. Kelly alarm. All right, let me look at my clock. Got to walk off on that. If you're on hold and I didn't get to you, I'm sorry about that. You know that's the risk you run. You got the monsters in that last segment. You had Mike in Indy. You had Chail. You had Mark in Hollywood. I think we'd all agree. Obviously, Leff dropped the mic. That was the guy they were chasing. He was in the clubhouse with the lead. When we come back, we announce who the winner is. Smackoff 23. Remember, $5,000 to the winner. Also remember, the decision is mine and the XR4 TIs. If you want to smash Twitter right now with your vote, do it. In fact, who you got? Who do you have? Who do you think won this thing? Hit me on Twitter right now. Make sure you hashtag it Smackoff. Who do you have? Jeff Passan came up big. Leff went legend. Mike, Chail, Mark, Leff. Is there somebody else? Trapper was in early. Vic made it in. Brad went jungle suicide. Who do you have? Last chance. We make our decision during this break, and then when we come back and we run them down 10 through 1, we announce the winner. We go quick Q&A with him. Hit me on Twitter. Hashtag it Smackoff. Time now for a sports update. Here it is. Rich Ackerman's been a great day. What's up, Rich?
Sports Flash.
That it has, unless you're David Price, who goes on the disabled list once again due to a sore elbow and has been pulled from his start tonight as the Red Sox open a series against the Red Hot Royals, who have won 8 in a row, and the Red Sox lead over the Yankees is down to just half a game, while the Yanks have won their last 4 and continue their series against the Rays. Tampa picked up another reliever today, acquiring Steve Cishek from Seattle for Erasmo Ramirez. Yankees will send Masahiro Tanaka to the mound tonight against Austin Pruitt. The Brewers host the Cubs with first place in the Central potentially on the line this weekend in Milwaukee. The Brewers are a game and a half back and coming off a 15-2 thrashing in Washington. Manager Craig Counsell said they have to pick themselves up off the deck quickly.
Well, we got to play better. I mean, that's the best way to get the ship righted. You know, we got to we got to get a bunch of guys playing well. I mean, that's how you win baseball games.
The Rams opened camp without defensive tackle Aaron Donald, who is looking for a new deal. Raiders offensive tackle Donald Penn also didn't report for the same reason. Joe Flacco will miss some time due to a back injury, but said today he hopes it's just a week and is not entertaining thoughts of missing the season opener. I'm Rich Smackerman.
Yes, I'm double fisting these beers. It's hot out. The DA Show, 9 to noon Eastern on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, contractors, builders, and remodelers, listen up. I've got a very important announcement for you. On your own, you might be pretty good, but if you want to be truly great and you want to take your business to the very next level and beyond, then you need a team of world-class support that can help you realize your true potential. That's exactly what the LL Pro Plus team at Lumber Liquidators is ready to do. It's the new pro services team that you can call on for all your professional flooring needs. LL Pro Plus will help you get projects completed on schedule and provide the ultimate value and quality, plus extra special professional pricing and dedicated support to get you what you need when you need it most. What I'm saying is this. We're pros taking care of pros with LL Pro Plus, where no job is too large and no job is too small. So visit your local Lumber Liquidator store to find out more, or just go online to lumberliquidators.com/pro sales today.
Why have over 3 million guys switched to Harry's razors? Because at Harry's, we give you less. We make just one razor with 5 German-engineered blades. All you need for a smooth and comfortable shave. And we got rid of upcharges. By owning the factory and cutting out the middleman, we're able to sell our high-quality blades for half the price of the other guys. Now we're dropping the half-price sound effects guy.
Wait, why?
Not everyone can give you high quality for a fraction of the price. Harry's, one perfect razor. None of the extra noise. As a special offer for radio listeners, get an $18 shave set with an added bonus for free when you visit harrys.com and use code 1919 at checkout. Just cover a few bucks for shipping. That's harrys.com, code 1919 for a free shave set offer. Again, it's harrys.com, code 1919. Please note, no sound effects guys were harmed in the making of this radio recording.
Sports Talk 105.1.
A big learning lesson. You know, it was a mistake that happened, you know, and I just have to own up to it, you know, and take full responsibility of it, and just, you know, try not to make that mistake again.
This is a Wisconsin Sports Zone update.
Well, there's the Packers' Geronimo Allison, who will miss the first game of the year after being suspended for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Wide receiver was pulled over for speeding last year, and authorities found marijuana in his vehicle. It's a hit for Allison, who made some big plays over the second half of last season, but he is trying to stay positive.
You know, I would love to be out there week one, but it's unfortunately that circumstances doesn't allow me to be out there. So, you know, I'll own up to it, and on week 2, I'll be prepared for it. And like I told him, I started in Atlanta last year. I'll be starting in Atlanta again this year, and I look to make the most of it.
Green Bay was on the field for practice this morning. Tight end Martellus Bennett left for a short time, appeared to injure his ankle. Later returned, caught a touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. Packers will be in pads tomorrow morning for the first time this summer. Wisconsin, meanwhile, will hold its family fun day tonight, hold their first practice of fall camp tomorrow morning.
Savor the season. Canning supplies are on sale at Mills Fleet Farm. Get 12 regular mouth ball pint jars, $6.88. The birds are singing for black oil sunflower seeds, a 40-pound bag, just $13.99. Stockade Deer Block is packed with protein, minerals, and an apple flavor. A 33-pound block is $8.95. Travel worry-free with a new set of Cooper tires. CS5 Grand Touring tires are on sale, $73.95 each at Mills Fleet Farm.
Well, the Brewers will turn to Brent Suter tonight to get them back on track against the Cubs. Milwaukee's won just 4 of their 13 games in the second half of the season. It's allowed Chicago to take the lead in the NL Central by 1.5 games. Cubs will send their prized acquisition, Jose Quintana, to the mound tonight. First 2 starts since coming over from the White Sox. He's given up 3 runs in 13 innings. First pitch is at 7:10. With this Wisconsin Sports Zone Network update, I'm Zach Heilprin.
Over $10,000 in back taxes. You've called every tax firm out there. They all say the same thing, making promises they never keep. And you're sick of it. What you really need is a new start on your back taxes. If you're faced with garnishments, levies, audits, or years of unfiled tax returns, we'll fight to get you the new start you deserve. Call 1-800-312-9970. Our New Start program could stop collection efforts, remove any liens the IRS has in place, and help you reduce your back taxes by as much as 80%. That's right, 80%. Don't wait until another tax season ends and another year of penalties and interest are added to your balance. If you owe at least $10,000 to the IRS and need a new start on your back taxes, call 1-800-312-9970. That's 1-800-312-9970. Let the professionals at Coast One Financial Group fight to get you the new start you deserve. Again, that's 1-800-312-9970.
Never easy, but this is one of the toughest calls ever. Smackoff 23 in the books. Hit me up on Twitter before I make this decision, and it's tough. And if it sounds like I'm trying to buy myself some time, I am. Hit me on Twitter, hashtag it Smackoff. Who do you think won? Is the so-called gimmick going to carry the day? Was there more to the call than the gimmick? Is it straight smack? Is it somebody who's not won before? Tweet at Jim Rome. Some final thoughts before I give you my decision. Some votes. This guy writes, Wisco, solid, no gimmicks. This email reads, who is Chail talking to? Run him. Anybody else? Rome at haveatank.com or hit me on Twitter. Jim, is Mike's call still going on? How many days has that been going on? Paul in Cedar Falls. All right, last chance. Hit me on Twitter or get me the email. I'm going to make the call momentarily. $5,000 to the winner. Second place gets nothing. All decisions are final. Probably a bad time to tell you, but I'm off for 2 weeks. Surprise! I didn't really plan it that way. Well, actually, I did. But anyway, yeah, I'm a gimmicky little bitch. Drop the smack off on you and I go for 2 weeks. Hey, you know where to find me. You got my phone number. Well, you don't have my phone number, but you got my Twitter feed, which is in my phone, so you know where to find me. Not that hard to find. All right, guys who got run. Chad in L.A., Dan in Denver, John in Little Rock, and Brad obviously looking to get run, and he's satisfied that. Man, that feels like a long, long, long time ago. Brad getting run feels like about a month ago. Dear Jim, After listening to the show for decades, I can honestly say that hearing Terrence and Sierra Madre's voice was an epic moment in the jungle. Well done, Laguna Beach bad boy. Everybody else is playing for second. Ryan in Costa Mesa. There is some consideration for that. All right, let's run them down. In fact, I'll go 12-1. 12-1. Let's go in reverse order. Coming in 12th, Tyler in Edmonton. He was strong. He was good. Coming in 11th, Matt in Vancouver. 10th place, Trapper. He's a made man. Trapper said that it might be the final call he ever makes. Trapper, I don't buy that. I don't accept that. You'll be back. I know you'll be back. Trapper, I saw you in studio, my man. You look good. You look good. You'll be fine. Trapper came in 10th. I would have never thought when the day started that these next two guys would finish 9th and 8th respectively, but they did. 9th place, Vic in NoCal. I said it when he made the call. It's a good call. For a lot of people, it's a great call. But for Vic, he's done better. He is better. 8th place, Chail. I see you working, Chail. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You're going to come in and kill everybody. I get it. Just the quality of Smack was not what I'm accustomed to. Not from you. You can do better. You can do better. 7th place, Mark in Boston. Good phone call. 6th place, Caleb in Green Bay. 5th place, Benny in Wisco. Look at these guys going back-to-back. Wisconsin. Strong showing for both Caleb and Benny, which brings us to the Big Four. You probably knew who the Big Four were. The only question is, what order are they? We know who the Big Four are. Coming in 4th place, Mark in Hollywood. Similar to what we've seen and heard from him before. Good stuff. Always good stuff. He never embarrasses. He's always got a shot. But very similar to what we've heard from him before. Top 3 now. And you know there's going to be controversy. You know who the top 3 are. The last 3 are, and I'll just say it. It's Jeff Passan, it's Leff and Laguna, and it's Mike and Indy. Who's going to win? Top 3. 3rd place finisher, Jeff Passan. Hey, Jeff, you did great. That's a great debut, Jeff. You did great. You should be proud. Not only should you not be ashamed, you should be proud. That was a great call. Jeff showed a lot of different things. You know, coming in, we knew he was the smartest guy in the field. You maybe thought, yeah, but not the funniest guy in the field, and certainly not the best smack runner in the field. He had a great first-time call. Which brings us to the big two. The defending champ and a guy with a half a title. Mike and Indy and Leff and Laguna. Hey, listen, I'm not saying that I got a hard gig. I got a great gig. I got the best gig. But you try and figure that out in 5 minutes. You try and figure that out and process that. Who do you go with? Mike and Indy or Leff and Laguna? I thought Mike and Indy did a really good job of coming in right off the very top and trying to diffuse the great moment that Leff set up. And said, what is this? The heartwarming moment off? Did a very good job with that. Did a very good job with the smack. But Leff came in, and Leff did what he does. Came in with the big gimmick, but the gimmick was different. You know, flying a helicopter next to the tower is one thing. Bum rushing the studio is another. But undigging Terrence and Sierra Madre, digging Terrence up? Hitting Terrence with the paddles. Honestly, I thought Terrence was dead. And Terrence might be the best caller ever. He found him. In fact, he found everybody from the photo shoot in 96. So who do you go with? Mike and Indy, who was unbelievable again. Obviously, he's one of the last two. Or Leff and Laguna. The runner-up for Smackoff 23. Mike and Indy. Again. Leff wins it again. Hit me up right now on Twitter. Some of you like that, some of you hate that. Bottom line, it comes down to this for me. 10 years from now, what's the big takeaway? 10 years from now, what was the thing? 10 years from now, what was the moment in the jungle Smackoff? For Smackoff 23. 10 years from now, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Are we talking about Mike and Indy diffusing that bomb and going with the CTE smack? Or are we talking about Leff putting together that group from 96 and finding Terrence and Hacksaw? And by the way, I want to be very, very clear about this. You may go with that gimmick smack, but he had a good call. He had good content in the call. Let's go to the phones quickly. The winner and still champ, going back-to-back. Leff in Laguna. Leff, what's up? How do you feel?
Romy, feels pretty good. Going back-to-back. That hasn't been done in some time. Content wins the day.
How does the second one feel compared to the first?
Dude, I've always been, since the beginning, always wanted to make the show better. And, dude, even from last night, getting all these guys back together and just hanging out, just you know, trumps pretty much anything. Great guys, been around the show for a long time, and just hanging out with them and hearing stories, dude. It was a killer day yesterday and today. So.
Leff, I got about 30 seconds. Of all the guys that you ran down, who was the best get? Who was your favorite guy to find?
Probably Ray. Dude went through about 4 burner phones in the last week trying to get a hold of that guy was pretty unbelievable, and we didn't know he was going to show up until about.
It sounds like Guy Ray, Leff. That sounds like Guy Ray. You did it. It was a tough call, really tough call. Take to Twitter. How do you feel about the choice? Hit me at Jim Rome. Be sure you hashtag it Smackoff. There's your champ. He goes back-to-back. Leff in Laguna wins it all again. Thank you for listening. I'm off for a couple of weeks. Check out our Daily Jungle podcast where we'll recap. Thank you for listening. Have an amazing couple of weeks. And look for me on Twitter. I'll be back soon. We're out.
Here's the scoop on garden soil. Sometimes it needs help from the Home Depot, where bags of Miracle-Gro garden soil are a special buy, 3 for just $10. It improves existing soil with nutrients plants need for stronger roots, so they'll hit the ground running, starting with much better ground. Miracle-Gro garden soil, 3 bags, $10. Now at the #1 retailer for Scott's Miracle-Gro, the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last. Contiguous U.S. only. Limit 80 per customer.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, thought you were going to be stuck at the repair shop with your car for a few hours.
I did too, but Liberty Mutual saved me from that nightmare.
Liberty did what?
Yep, with Liberty, I can get a repair estimate right on my phone. I just took a few photos of the dent and hit send. Now I just have to worry about getting the kids to soccer on time.
Wait, kids? Soccer? I gotta go!
Oh, bye.
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Availability varies by state. Other restrictions apply. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Sports Talk 105.1.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back. Because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-500-9181. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-500-9181. That's 1-800-500-9181. 1-800-500-9181.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
For Mom partner with thousands of families every month, listening and offering local knowledge and advice to help find the best senior living communities across the country. And it's a free service. Here's the number.
Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-467-7530.
There's a place for answers, a place for Mom. Call today.
Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-467-7530. That's 1-800-467-7530.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-291-6670 today. Not available in North Dakota.
Have you ever felt tricked or deceived into buying something? Nothing is worse than being lied to by a salesman. Well, most timeshare owners know exactly that feeling. If you made a big mistake and bought a timeshare you now regret, you can finally undo that crooked contract and start putting that money back into your wallet by calling resortrelease.com. Why keep paying for something you no longer want or use? If you want out of that timeshare forever, contact resortrelease.com. They'll legally and permanently end that timeshare contract, guaranteed. That's a money-back guarantee. If you don't get out of your timeshare, you don't pay a penny. That's right. They'll do a free case review for you. What are you waiting for? They're BBB accredited, A+ rated, and get the job done. Stop paying for that timeshare you feel you were scammed into purchasing. Visit resortrelease.com or call 855-595-7070. That's resortrelease.com or 855-595-7070.
WAYY Eau Claire, W286CK Eau Claire, Sports Talk 105.1.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. Friday, pink slip at the White House. The day after an explosive interview was released by The New Yorker of President Trump's new communications director on a